What's up, everybody, and welcome back to This Week in Madden. Special guests in the building. Right here, we got Pete, a.k.a. Litezout from MaddenDaily.com. Follow him on Twitter, at MaddenDaily. We got Zan _ 4 p.m. for Progress Madden. Also find him at MaddenDaily as well. Just so you guys know, tonight, we're going to have a nice relaxed format of a show. We do have your mailbag questions. We're taking questions live in the chat on twitch.tv/MaddenTips. Tweet questions to us at Madden Bible. We've also got Zan and Light's Twitter that I mentioned. So tweet us the questions. If you do them for Madden Bible, I'll read them later in the show. We'll start to get a pool of tips going. But we do have your questions. These guys are going to play some games. We'll do a little live review of some MUD items. Anything you could want to know, these guys are the experts. So just so you know, Pete's been up and down the East Coast playing in Madden tournaments multiple years. He's got great guys over at Madden Daily. I think he's up to like 4 or 5 dudes. All just popping tips in there. Yes, got a shout out to Sifmeister. He's got to be jealous.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's in here.
All those guys. Zan, of course, you guys know from the stream team. Game changer. I've been around a long time. I brought these guys in because I want you guys to harness their tips. They do a lot of research. And Gibbs said, what did Gibbs say last week? He said, oh, you're going to find a better co-host than me?
Ooh.
Maybe I didn't find one host better, but I think the two of them combined definitely better than Gibbs. And they're definitely going to be nicer to me. So that's what's up. All right, let's take a look at our first mailbag question of the night. And the question is, any blitzes from the 245 Prowl? And we may not have the exact 245 Prowl, but if there's something we can explain, and I know something Gibbs likes to do and talk about along like 245 style defenses is you have the RB, Global Blitz Command.
Right.
So you can really blitz outside, or everybody, and you can really change it up. And if you need like third down, if you really need to gas it up, it's there for you. So we'll see what we have. We'll see if you want to see what we got here.
I'm not too familiar with the 245 Prowl, but I do know that you can run a crossfire style blitz out of it.
Okay.
We're in a 4 down lineman defense. I believe we're in the Bengals.
Okay.
But definitely check out the crossfire. I'm sure there's very little adjustments needed. You just need the 2 middle linebackers crossing in that. It's a cover 3 shell. You could do it out of plenty formations. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. But out of the 245 Prowl, it's one of the better crossfires. So definitely look into that if you want to blitz out of the crossfire. I don't know if you know any setups on that.
Zeddy in the chat is asking, and he's a good Madden player himself, he's asking if they're going to show the double loop. So I'm assuming that the double loop is a popular...
The double loop is essentially the crossfire,
yes.
Exactly.
So that would be a play you want to check out from the 245 Prowl. But we do have, I think there's a blitz Gibbs showed 2 TWIMs ago from 155 or 245 where he was getting some pressure. And like we said, if you're a beginner, the biggest thing is just hit RB. Use the right stick, either left or right. You can send linebackers.
Right.
You can really make quick adjustments with it because you have quick control. And then if you just want to zone everybody, RB, right stick up. And those are the global commands. We are live right now, Balsamic Manatee. People in the chat, we are doing this live.
What's going on, guys? Yes, this is Lights Out, Little Mike. How's it going, everyone? Can they see Zan?
Yeah, you can see me. I'm here.
Yeah, we got to maybe have him... Yeah, you can see him on the full screen cam. Let me pop this on here, too. All right. Let's go. Next question in the mailbag. Is Marcus Allen the guy without traits? So he does not have traits. So would this deter you from purchasing Marcus Allen? What we're going to do is look at his ratings and then throw them up on Mudhead. So let's actually take a look a little deeper into Marcus Allen. This is for the halfback guys. And I'd have to ask you guys, what do you look for in a halfback? What do you fancy? What do you not fancy? I've always said I want elusive to be my higher rating because I feel like I'm going to get some CPU broken tackles.
Yes.
And then I can always right stick forward to truck. That's been my mentality, but I have a lot of weird ratings, like things that I believe in or I don't believe in. Zan's got some of the most weird rating things he believes in that I don't believe in, or
he's all
it's
about
crazy.
the traits.
So you get 100 carry, you get a +2 speed boost for your whole team. He's got 97 speed, mixed with 84 strength. I mean, is he maybe the best back, even if he doesn't have the falls forward trait?
Zan, I'll let you pretty much take this only because I look for budget guys when I play. I still use the 91 David Johnson. I just need speed, juke, and a little bit of trucking. He obviously has all of it. If you do have the close to $3 million to get him,
83 route running mix in too is pretty good.
So from watching Stiff, shout out to Stiff in here. He has the Allen. He does gameplays for us with them, and he does well with him. I don't know if he's huge on him. He could answer in the chat, Stiff. I don't know how you feel about Marcus Allen, but with the 97 speed, 102 a cell, the 92 trucking, and then the 97. I mean, he has everything really.
Yeah.
100 juke, 97 spin, 97 stiff, 100 carry. I think the main question would be: is he worth? Not like is
anybody worth that much?
That's
really,
true.
Right? Like,
what do you
really
think?
need to run the ball.
Let me see his traits real quick.
So his traits that he has and does not have are, he's not clutch. Let's get this back on here. Oh, messing stuff up. Okay, so he's not clutch, does not fight for extra yards. That's what ended up doing it for Barry Sanders for me. And I don't know if that's a trait or as much as he has not that high strength. But he would always be in second and inches, third and inches. He'd get a 10-yard run, inches. Where Bo might get an 8-yard run, but he might fall forward for the full 2, and I get a first down.
So
covers ball, which is nice.
So for me, I look at two things. Again, the fight for extra yards. I won't harp on that any more than Farls has. But clutch is huge because clutch is going to kick in the fourth quarter of a game in which you're, I believe, up or down by 8 or less. So one possession game. What you're going to see is that Marcus Allen is going to go into beast mode in which he cannot be solo tackled. He's going to break far more tackles than he does in the first through third quarters. And the most important thing that I think people overlook is the covers ball trait. He's going to brace for all hits. So what that means is, there's a number of settings, brace for all hits, brace for only medium hitters, brace for big hitters. But brace for all hits is the most optimal setting that you can have, meaning that he's going to fumble far less from hit sticks compared to somebody who has maybe brace for medium hits. Somebody that comes to mind in that category would be the flashback Maurice Jones-Drew. I was most recently using the Jones-Drew because he had the clutch trait, but due to his covers ball being only against medium hitters, I started to notice that he fumbled a little bit, and that's why I was out on him. You're going to notice that he's going to fumble far less. And since he's not clutch, I would say I'm not going to buy Marcus Allen.
All right. Shout out in the chat, Basal McManatee, Young Dower, giving the proper love to Matt Daly.
Guys.
They guys all enjoy the tips. Make sure to check them out on YouTube. Like we said, big stable of guys, great crew. Lots of different style of videos too, which is nice. Tips and then gameplays as well mixed in. All right. Remember, we're taking your mailbag questions here tonight live on the show. We have some questions, but we definitely have some gameplay tips we want to get into. And this is one right off the bat. I think Zan even has a play in mind. What's a good way to beat cover 3 besides vertical? So what's happening is his opponent's calling cover 3. He's user in the safety, and I think he's taken away the middle. He's not going for the flat because the flat's then dropping back because he's user in it. So is there a way you would, kind of try and attack that?
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind when you think about beating zone, cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, it doesn't really matter, is street corner flat. So we think gun split close, halfback wheel. I won't really show that because we aren't in that playbook right now, but any play or formation in which you can get a streak, a corner, and a flat route on the same side of the field, you're going to be able to beat zone. I'm getting ready to show you guys is something that I broke down in the Brain Trust. When was that? A few months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you 2 ways that I really like to beat cover 3. The first is a way that you probably haven't looked at all in this game, and it's you're going to call a compression set. It can be shotgun, it can be under center, and as you can see, Lights has a cover 3 shell. He's got these flat zones, particularly the one on the right. You see that the outside linebacker, A.J. Hawk, is in that flat zone, and he is inside Antonio Brown. He's also in the box. Now, what I mean by the box is basically the area outside the tight end about a yard or 2, and it drops about 6-7 yards off the line of scrimmage. Anybody who's inside that box is going to fall for a play action fake unless you pass commit. So what I like to do is I like to take this B receiver, Antonio Brown, and put him on a flat. And as you can see, I'm in a play action call. What this is going to do is it's going to hold that flat zone. When I snap the ball, I go ahead and cancel the play fake and throw this flat route out to the outside, and we're picking up 6-7 yards. If your opponent's using the opposite side safety, he's nowhere to be found,
Right.
And that's going to be very tough for him to cover. Also, if he's in this too high look with Nelson, if he's really using him, you can do the same thing to this other side. Obviously, we dropped the ball right there. So check out compression PA flats. The other way that I really like to beat it, this is a one-play touchdown against cover 3. And it's essentially to run a, I think I misspoke earlier when I was talking, but what I'm going to show you is called a streak, skinny post, and a wheel on the same side of the field. So as you can see, we call a play right here in which we have Antonio Brown on a skinny post. We have Heath Miller on a streak. And then what I like to do is I like to put my running back, either the fullback or the halfback, on a wheel route to the side of the skinny post and the streak. Now, when we snap the ball, you're going to notice that we're going to roll out and watch how the free safety has to either defend the skinny post or the streak, and you can bomb it to whichever one he doesn't jump. That time, he actually kind of hedged and didn't really play either, and both guys were open. But more often than not, you're going to see that the free safety is going to jump the skinny post since it's running directly into center field. And the outside corner on the right does not play the seam because he is responsible for the drag or the wheel route. So right there, we're throwing it over the top of that skinny post. But if you get the time, you're going to get that separation over the top.
I'll go single high. And do it too.
So if he's single high, you're going to see right here again. We're calling the play PA Saints cross. This is in the Saints playbook.
Real quick, the fact that he's mixing in the PA play and hitting the flats. If I am on the safety, I have to respect that. If I'm on the linebacker, I'm going to have to respect the cross. So I can't just assume he's attacking deep. So once I realize it might be too late. By the time I try to trail it, you see that A or B is wide open, and I'm not going to be able to get there in time. So that's a big thing too. I mean, if you know it's coming, it's a different story. But the fact that there's multiple ways of beating a cover 3 with the flood, the flat on the play action, sinking them in, and this flood, that's what makes it really effective.
What runs do you like from this Zan? Like, you mix in some tosses. I mean, this compressed set, not many people run under center. That's what I liked about it being in the brain trust, is like, it's pretty rare everyone's running shotgun inside zone. And that does work for the bulk of players, but you find the PA helps you pick up blitzes. You have those deep shot plays. I played an opponent the other night, and he was pretty decent, and he was running single back with 2 tight ends to the right. And so I was sitting there expecting him to hit me deep at some point in the game. I was really nervous. And he never did it. And I was like, after the game, he came in the chat, and I was like, great game, man. Go deep once early in the game, because I'm never going to forget that.
Right.
And then it's going to open up, potentially the rest of the offense.
Right. So that's a major thing when Lights and I played in the coin-up game a long time ago. You guys all know me as a passer. I passed from this. I passed to set up the pass, basically. But after doing that so much, you're really going to notice, as ZFarls says, the ability to open up these runs. And yes, inside zone is one of the best runs in the game from shotgun. So when I looked at all the sets in the game, I tried to find, what can I look at that has an inside zone? And this I-form close, you have an inside zone, and you're adding a fullback to it. So it can't be that bad. It's actually a pretty good run. And if you mix in the inside zone, which is a zone blocking scheme, with the halfback lead dive, which is an ISO scheme, which is man-to-man, it's going to require 2 different styles of run defense to stop 2 inside runs, basically. Right. So your opponent's not just going to be able to shoot the gap unless you're this guy right here, as you guys saw in the coin-up game. So the inside zone and the lead dive are great ways to attack inside, and then you run the toss.
Yeah, don't sleep on the toss.
Don't sleep on the toss.
So we both use the Saints playbook for majority of the year. I was mainly using and still use the single back tight slots. He mainly uses I-form close, but I do venture into this set a lot when gearing into the red zone, and I definitely like to come out in HB sweep because of the fact that zone weak is the quick audible to the left, quick audible run play, which is a run to the left. So you could come out in HB sweep, not only run it outside right, outside left, but if they're not respecting the right side, you could take it. If not, you could go to the zone weak, and I know you like to do a motioning the receiver into the line, and he uses the same motion when passing. So this is definitely an underrated run set to go along with a really good passing set.
All right, great tip right there to beat cover 3. Guys, good news. Operation Sports followed the channel. That's how you know you've made it in the sports gaming community. We always get Millennium OS coming by, so I'm glad to see he spread the message. We got Shugs in the building, people stopping by. Appreciate any retweets on the tweets that TWIM is live. Once again, we have a special show with Litezout and Zan in the building. Man Daly representing, giving us some great tips here. I've been looking for that deep shot play the whole year. I always get hit by it, and I'm always like, one day I'll have it. I have the PA post, that one, but I don't have like the shot wheels like everyone's got, like left and right. Everyone's got a shot wheel. Sad. It's so sad. It's sad.
What book are you using currently?
Browns or Patriots. Generally Browns though. I gotta say, Gibbs isn't here. So Gibbs isn't here. And last week he made me play with the Patriots playbook, and we used Pat Sale from Gun Bunch, great man beater with the circle, the C route. And I just kept the playbook because I never change you forget to change, and I'm like, oh man, I'm in the Pat's book. It's basically the same as the Browns, but
it has to be a shot wheel.
It's got shot wheel.
It does.
It's got a lot of stock out routes from some of the iForm sets that are just annoying. Forget that those can be really good. I gotta give Gibbs a little credit. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good little playbook.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
The Pats?
Which I knew. That's what I did. That's what I used at the start of the year. But then I stopped using it because I put it out. So I'm like, all right, I'll switch to the next, the next big deal. But
Pats are definitely a solid book. They have the tight slots to go along with the solid trips tight end. If you're setting audibles, I think it's one of the best books. In Draft Champions, that's when I was in the group stages online for the online play, I had to play Tenacious and Evil Ken, and I got the Pats book. So now the Pats don't only have a really good offensive book; they have the 3-3-5 defense. I mean, they have one of the best defensive guides. So defensive books overall, as far as offense and defense, I would say they have the best 2 offenses and defensive books if you combine them.
For sure. All right, we'll keep digging through the mailbag here. So we hit up that question. Next one is from Relent. I think it was Relentless. He wants to know, why do they hold the trigger pre-snap? So say you're user control and you're on defense. You like to get up in the belly of the defense. You like to pay attention. You like to get in there. But I don't think some people don't notice, but I hold down left trigger. I don't know if you hold down right trigger. Some people hold down both. Some people, you can't hold down any. That's, you know what I mean? There's this whole culture of some people like to move in little baby circles.
Right.
Some people go, I don't move at all, so they don't know where I am. What do you do before the snap with your user? What are you holding?
So, let's go into a different play here. But there's several reasons why you would hold either left or right trigger. You're saying there's probably no difference between holding left and right. The only difference would be the right trigger is speed burst. So once your opponent does hike the ball, you can trigger the speed burst animation, so you could get to a certain area quicker than holding the left trigger, which is the strafe button. But either way, what it does is it keeps your defender still. That's one reason. So say your opponent, you're not sure if they're going to run the ball, it's going to be a play action, or it's a certain pass combo where you need to kind of just stay still with your guy and read and react to what your opponent's doing before you make a play on your user defender. If you are, say, in zone and he's in a flat zone and you're not holding left or right trigger and your opponent does a pass play, you're going to immediately go to the flat. And you might not want that. Because
the game is saying you're not taking control. I know where you're supposed to be. We're going to put you there.
Right. Exactly. So that's one reason. Another reason would be for blitz purposes. So what happens when you are holding left or right trigger, especially if you're decently close to the line? You don't really even have to be close to the line. But what it does is the offensive line kind of reacts to you, since you are staying put to where, even if it's just a slight delay where the right guard or right tackle, if you're on the right side, sees you or looks at you, that may lead an outside blitz or a B gap or something to come in. So that's another reason why people do it. For a quick, I'll just show you.
Yeah, let's see this.
Just a quick, how I stop the run out of stack, for example. Just do an inside zone.
Are you sure I have to? I mean, you hit me.
So, you've seen me do this to Zan a bunch of times. So, this is a key concept that we started, I want to say, and that's playing over a defensive tackle, not only for blitz purposes, because the line's going to look at you, but also What happens here is the defensive tackle is in the middle of the left guard and the center. So one of them has to pick up that DT. If you're going to play, let's say, to the right, the center now has to pick us up. And what typically happens is when someone runs an inside zone, if you're holding the trigger, you're going to be in a stance to where you're staying still, and then you could kind of loop in this hole. So it's a key way of stopping the run, blitzing, and then also being in the perfect position for a user play. So you could go ahead and run the ball here. And then you can kind of get in just because of the fact that
you're pre-snap, you're holding down the trigger already.
So I like to hold, in this case, I like to hold right trigger because I want to be in a speed burst as soon as I take off. Now, I might not take off right away, but if I'm holding the strafe button, which is left trigger, then I might get stuck and I might get picked up. So that's just one key way. Even when not doing this concept, say you are, let's go ahead and maybe pass the ball. If you're not sure if it's going to be a run or pass. If it's a run and you're not holding left or right trigger and I'm in a hook zone, he's going to back up. And that right middle is going to be open. You're not going to be able to get there in time. But if you're holding a trigger and you just, let's say, pass or whatever, I'm kind of staying in the spot. There's no one really in my area, so I could go to the flats. But if there was, I'm in a better position to ball hawk that route. So that's main reasons why you would do this.
The big thing for me, and I think I hold L trigger and then I hold R trigger, and I do L trigger first and then R trigger second. I don't hit them both at the same time. It's like a ritual thing, and I don't know why I do it. I think maybe it's like a 3 Madden ago thing, and I still do it. But say you're in the seam with Hawk.
Okay.
If I hold L trigger at the snap, and say this is a thing that Gibbs has called like false confidence, like Zan streak Heath Miller. Like if you're not a good player, you're like, I bet I could maybe streak and throw to Heath Miller. Or if I'm holding L trigger, I don't want to run with Heath Miller. If I'm not holding left trigger, I'm going to turn my back to Ben Roethlisberger, and I'm going to run with him in the seam like he's going deep.
Got it.
And Heath Miller, we know, is not going deep. So all I know is I need to cover Heath Miller for like 10 yards. And if I strafe and you try and quick throw, I'm going to jump up, and I can cover like 15 yards by staying generally in the same place of the distance I lose with left trigger to not have to turn my back.
I agree.
So that's why I hold left trigger. If I'm giving them the look of like especially in the 3-3-5 odd when you use the strong safety, people just like chuck the seam, and they don't really know why or what. They just get afraid, and they just chuck it. And you got to get there. But the blitz is meaning that they can't wait to go deep, so you only need to cover like 10 or 15 yards.
And you want to undercut it too. So you want to be
strafe and get there, and that's why I think I hold left trigger at the snap.
Right.
So
I'll tell you a reason why I like to hold the left trigger. Light's kind of touched on it. We're playing a game at the end of the day, and what we have to realize is that the computer on offense knows what the computer defensive lineman that all the computer players in the box that you are not controlling are going to do. So there's a predetermined assignment that these guys are going to have. So when you user somebody in the box, the computer technically doesn't really know what you're going to do. So they're going to tell themselves this is priority one.
Right.
Because they don't want you just to rush in untouched and get a sack with a guy in a zone coverage like what year was that? Madden 2012, where you could just spy blitz. So as a result, the user is priority one now. So what this is going to do is even if you're not blitzing, if you just go mug the box with somebody, even if that doesn't spring somebody completely free, it's going to give you one-on-ones with everyone else because the computer is like, okay, I have to focus on you right in front of me. Even if you're not rushing, I have to be prepared for the chance that you might rush.
Right. Go to an inside zone.
I think it also terrifies the opponent. And then you end up getting lower, and then you're underneath routes to like pick stuff off too.
Right.
If you crush the line at the start. It's good against run plays. You can still get back with like the speed you have on Ultimate Team. Like you can still cover so much ground compared to like that AJ Hawk probably has like 82 speed, but the best AJ Hawk on here has like a campus here. He's probably got like 89 speed.
Right.
So you're 15 speed faster in some situations. Like so you can cover up so much more ground.
Just giving an example, just running inside zone. So now I'm not going to hold the left trigger. I'm not going to go into the box. He's going to run an inside zone, and he will have success with it. Now, with the defense that I'm in, I'm going to break this down in another question possibly. But bringing this guy in, like Zan said, having an extra guy, even if you do not make the tackle, it's going to make this guard have to block us because we're coming into the box. So we're adding now a 7th guy, if you include him or him. I mean, you're adding extra run support, and even if you don't make the tackle, someone else might come in. So another defense that we use is something like this. The right of screen linebacker a lot of times comes in if I come and commit to the box. So go ahead and run the ball here.
Oh, sorry, I was in it. 4 verticals. Yep, it's all right.
It's all right. So if you run the ball, just adding an extra guy into the box, and you're holding the trigger so you're not fully committing. So if it's a pass play, I could run back. But if it's a run play, even if I get picked up, someone else might come in because I'm adding an extra guy. So that guy that would have gotten blocked now isn't because someone's picking us up. So that's the emphasis on holding left or right trigger. You don't have to if you're not comfortable with it, but it does have its benefits even when not blitzing, stopping the run, coverage, usering. Like Farl said, I like to do it with ball hawking because of the strafe. You could kind of wait until the guys get ahead of you and then undercut the ball and get a ball hawk interception.
I would say if you don't want to do it, work on your circles. Like a big thing before the snap is just working on your circles so that like you're not losing your momentum before the snap. Like you want to keep everything going and like looping around so that at the snap of the ball you're already moving full speed.
Right.
Whereas if like you're kind of, you know, having to stop and then use the acceleration rating and foot plant, you can hopefully prevent some of that. So you want to be active at the snap of the ball, as long as you don't mind. So there's two different, like I said, sometimes you want to be stealth and be like, oh, I am in the seam when they click on if you're using a different guy. But other times you just want to be like, oh my god, George Lucas in the box, he's moving around, he just stuck me to play before. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
I mean, it's
and they just make it nervous. So, all right, here we go. Next mailbag question. Give the channel a follow if you haven't yet. Shout out to Madden Daily. You can check out their channel as well. We hit up this question. We got one more for you. All right, so we're going to talk about lineup tips for the 3-3-5 odd. So we don't have the odd, but we do have the 3-3-5 in this playbook over here. So we'll take a quick look. This is fully broken down in the Brain Trust. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you can get it. Gibbs went through his exact lineup, the exact ratings at each position. We gave sample items. But we talked about the 3 most important things, and the slot CB came up quite a few times, and we need him to stop the run. We need him to set the edge against the toss. So, Zane, you got any players in mind that you like? Because you know you got to get a guy out there.
Now I'm kill squad guy, so if you're balling on a budget, you're gonna have to kind of use Mutthead tools and try to find the best blend of strength and block shed that you can find at corner. But the out of position Ronnie Lott is a must-have in the 3-3-5 odd because if you think about the way you set it up. You're going to show blitz. You're going to get the 5 across against the 5 linemen, and then you're moving the outside linebacker out wide to protect on one edge, and then you're going to have that nickel back on the other edge. And those are the guys that are responsible for containing your run defense. So if you're going to have somebody there, you need to have that Ronnie Lott. He's got block shed. He's got hit power. He's got strength. And actually, I believe he's got pretty decent pass rushing skill for what he is as a corner or a safety playing corner. So definitely get him. You won't have any trouble with people bouncing runs outside on that.
The Tremaine Johnson, yeah, I was going to call him out. Swag Legend called him out. He's brand new. He's got 95 speed, tremendous man coverage. He's really strong, and he has like 87 hit power. So you could throw him out there. If you're balling on a budget, on the other side, the linebacker, if you would need him to stop the run, Lawrence Taylor's like the best all-around budget player, but like a guy like Pernell McPhee, there's an Arakpo, there's a Kerrigan, there's a ton of guys that you can select for your team. So, good stuff right there. Obviously, I also like a big, strong safety in that defense because you want to use room. So I'm gonna get a tall, 6'3" minimum safety if I can find it. And that's what I like to do. So,
yep.
Good stuff. All right, here we go. Let's keep popping through the mailbag here. I think we may be up for questions for now. We are going to take more questions from the chat. And like we said, tweet us your questions. We're live here with Zan. And we've got Lights Out from Madden Daily. So we're going to check out Twitter real quick and see what you guys have sent over. All right. C. Garrell's been out of the game a couple weeks. He's doing good on offense, but I'm struggling to get consistent on defense. Any tips? To me, consistency on defense starts with man coverage. You know what you're going to get with man coverage. The game is going to be consistent when you call 2-man every single play. You know what's going to beat you. You know what's not going to beat you. You know adjustments you can make. You know you can stop a mobile quarterback. Like, consistency to me is getting comfortable with the blitz setup. Like, say you're going to blitz from zone, getting comfortable doing that every play, and then being like, okay, if they do this formation, I need to make this adjustment.
Right.
Because the more and more you do it, the more and more you see route progressions, the more and more you know, I need to adjust to stop this very popular play. I need to stop to do this. Like, the more you call the same thing, the more comfortable you get in it, and that's where you pick up the consistency, because then you learn all the adjustments you got to make.
So what I like about 2-man under is it's safer. It's safer than zone because you know at the end of the day, yes, there are man beaters, but if you're in 2-man under, you have those 2 extra safeties that you can use as utility players. If you're getting beat on a man beater to the outside, put that safety in a flat or purple, whatever. If you're getting beat over the middle, take those 2 deep zones and put them in robber coverage by putting them in a hook zone. If you're getting beat over the top in the seam, maybe instead of deep halves, re-deep them into deep quarters. So man is by far the best coverage in the game as far as 2-man under, especially if you like to use a man defensive chemistry and mutt. And then you just really go and you get those safeties and add them as wild cards. So
For sure.
I fully agree. With man, you can adjust. You could stay in man if you're a man defensive guy, if you do have the personnel. And like Zan said, you can make slight adjustments to either your corners, but more specifically your safeties. And you can stop a lot of the key things that zone can't sometimes. With zone, there's multiple zone coverages that can stop key route combos, but if say you're in cover 3, you might have needed to be in cover 4 or cover 2 to stop something. But when you're in man, you could pretty much stay in man press and go ahead and switch your safeties up, adjust maybe one of your linemen to stop a key concept.
So real quick, will you just go in on defense and just show how you can cycle through guys faster? So this is obviously it's a somewhat of a beginner tip, but if you guys have any tips for how you, on defense, you'll want to get through like your players. Obviously, you can hold B. So if you're playing on defensive side of the ball, you can hold circle on PS4 or B on Xbox, and then use the left stick, and you can shuffle around. Now, what can be tough is, like, say you want to get on that middle linebacker right there, Shazier. Like, he's not in line with the safety. So, like, say you're on the safety and you hit, like, down. Does it give you Shazier now? Like,
well, I had to actually hold down and inside. If I hold down, just straight down, it gives me Cortez Allen.
Right. So, depending on the way defenses are set up, like, you'll see a guy and you're like, it's like chess. Like, he's 2 moves away.
Yep.
Whereas if you're at the safeties, you can ping pong ball back and forth. You want to think of it as like if you go right from that CB, or if you go left from like one of those CBs, it's going to give you that guy, and then if you go left again, it's going to give you that guy. But if you go back up and left, it's going to give you the linebackers. Then once you're on the linebackers, you can't get to the outside end on the screen without going through that other linebacker.
Right.
So you start to like figure it out, and you end up getting a lot more comfortable in it.
Definitely.
Basically, you just need to learn your front 7 and learn how it cycles from your front 7. Because when it comes to the secondary, it's pretty easy regardless of set. You take a look at the left corner on the screen. You tap B, it gives you the free safety. You tap it again, it gives you a strong safety. Then it gives you the right corner. And then from the right corner, if you tap B, it's going to give you your left defensive end on the screen. So regardless of scheme, so it's going to put me on that outside linebacker. So basically, you just need to learn that yes. If you want to get from this safety or from this corner to your right outside linebacker on the screen, it's much easier just to hit B 3 times than to try to use the D pad and the B button at the same time.
Little pro tip.
That's
a little pro tip right there.
Yep.
All right, Zan dropping hot fire here. Nice, good stuff. All right, here we go. We have I have a question I brought up on my phone as I was doing earlier. These guys are the experts here, and they're both very good competitive players. So I wanted to ask them and take your guys' feedback. How do you climb from kind of like the pro level in Ultimate Team to all Madden? Or how do you become a tournament player? So there's kind of like 10 things we kind of think about. I got 5 listed here, and then we can kind of come up with the other 5. But if you guys want to give like a 15-second thing about how you do these things, I'll ask you. Your take on it, I think that'll be helpful to people. So, number 1, practice mode. I just got UFC, the game. I saw it had practice mode, and I was like, I don't want to play that. I want to knock somebody out. People probably buy Madden and they're like, I don't want a practice mode. I want to throw a Calvin Johnson spectacular catch. I saw it on the commercial. how do you guys use practice mode to become competitive?
So with practice mode, just like what we just explained, if you're going to have, you need to have a defense and offense that you're comfortable with. That's first and foremost. Whatever it is, whatever type of scheme you want to use on both sides of the ball, you need to be comfortable with it. You need to be comfortable with your cycling, like we just explained. When setting up a defense, it could go from extremely simple 2 steps to when you really get advanced, it could be 6 or 7, 8 steps. And those might not be too tricky if you are used to it. So that includes, showing blitz, shifting your line, crashing out, moving certain guys out. That could sound difficult and tricky, but if you're practicing in practice mode and I'm going to start my play, I'm just going to go to defense real quick, and I know that if I need to move this nickel out or something, I know that right when we break huddle, I might need to be on this right of screen linebacker, so I could go ahead and press B or circle once. Should be this guy. I'm not too familiar with the play, but that way you could get to him, click B, move to whoever you need to move, and you're comfortable with while being in practice mode. I mean, this is where you're really going to get all of your reps in before you take it into a real life opponent.
A huge tell of players who are still learning. I don't want to call them bad players, but they're very resistant. They always watch Gibbs set up blitzes and they go, that takes too long. You can't do that. Right. And that's like a mindset. That's like, well, I'm not going to take the time to learn. That's like when people tell me in UFC, like, no, you just have to flick to the way he. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm not either. Too hard. No, it's not too hard. You're just like rigid mind, right, and you won't do it. The other thing that competitive players do, and this reminded me of it in practice mode, is you guys can say, hey, do you know the 3-4 solid? Like, you guys don't have the game on. And you go, do you know the 3-4 solid? Yeah. Okay, you're going to pinch the line, crash it left, and then you shift your left linebacker over. And, like, when Tweezy and Gibbs and you guys, and when we're at those events and we're listening, we're out in Burbank at the tournaments, people are like, oh, that's how it works. They don't need the game. They don't need to see the formation, the alignment. They, like, know how things align, and that's where, like, being in practice mode all the time helps.
For sure.
When you're in school, you know how they say for every hour you spend in the classroom, you need to put X amount of time in the books on your own at home. In Madden, it really that saying is almost true. I would say for every hour that I spend playing an actual opponent, I'm probably putting in twice that in practice mode, whether it be with Pete or Stiff or whoever, just trying to learn the nuances of the game. And practice mode, yes, it's not a perfect representation of what happens in a game, but you're going to learn your route combos, you're going to learn your defensive fronts, and you're going to learn how to maneuver around your defense, how many clicks to get to certain players. And that's what you need to do before you ever step foot on the field against an actual opponent.
Right. Now, again, practice mode isn't the exact thing as a real game as far as blitzes and things of that nature, but when you're in the heat of a battle and you're facing someone that is a strong competitor and they're using tactics that work against several coverages, you want to say money plays, whatever the case may be, you need to know how to beat those certain coverages, those certain route combos, but you can't really think while you're playing. And we spoke about this before we went live. You kind of need to know how to stop things, but it needs to be instincts. So say my opponent comes out in a split close. You need to know what's going to beat you. So I know that, an FB inside could beat me, but I also know that there's going to be a skinny post here. So I know that I might need to manually play that. I might need to stop a corner out on the right. So I know that, boom, I see split close, purpling this guy.
We have not talked about this. If your opponent motioned out, so say you were man press and your opponent motioned out a guy and quick snapped him, what route do you think it might be?
Comeback route or a motion fade or a speed out.
Speed out.
So, yes, if my opponent went, go man press.
Like if you had like Z spot, you'd be like, okay, and not only could it be a speed out, but like that's what's going to beat me because I'm in man. He knows I'm in man. He knows he can't beat it with the press, but you know what I mean? It's...
Yep. Exactly. So to go even further with that, if you're in a cover 2 man, I'm making this into a cover 1, I'm controlling him. But say my opponent goes ahead and motions this guy on a comeback route, or I just see the motion. I might either manually play it, but if I do that, I might get killed on this post. That's going to be a one-play touchdown because now I purpled this guy. So that actually would be a one-play touchdown. So what I would have to do is I know, based off playing the game a lot, that I might go ahead and purple him and quickly click on this safety. So now I could either manually play the corner route, I have the post covered, and hopefully that purple plays the comeback route. Now if it's not a comeback and it's a deep route, I have time to get back there. So it's hard to teach that, but really what gets you good at this game is reps, is repetitions and seeing the formations, know what the top formations are in the game and know what people are going to do to beat you with that. What are the main combos they do? What route would X be on for the most part? What is A going to be on for the most part? I know you mentioned that in split close, there's two things that you're worried about, and you like to tell by the outside right receiver, correct?
Right.
So
Right.
You could go.
So when you're talking about split close, you think of obviously the skinny post on the left, but on the right side, you're thinking the street corner flat combination that we've talked about. So if I'm in two-man under, we talk about two-man under being safe and reliable. We look at the right side of the field. You want me to take the controller? Yep. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at is the B receiver. And I know that, if B receiver is pressed off the line, that means A is on the corner most likely because it's halfback wheel. If B is untouched off the line of scrimmage, I'm knowing that he's on a C route because he's going to break to that corner. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Marvin Jones doesn't get pressed. Boom, inside release. Boom, you throw that C route out there. And, he's got a purple out there. Marvin Jones caught it. But you see that he has the adjustment already made, prepared for either the corner or the C route, both of which attack the same area of the field. So you basically are just going to learn the nuances. You look at the B receiver, he gets pressed. Okay, fine, he's on a streak. I need to pay attention to A. Okay, he isn't bumped. I need to pay attention to B, going to the corner. So
good. Very good. Very true. That's so important, is like quickly realizing the C route. And you can even tell it's going to be a C route if it's like gun ace because the tight end's on a flat.
Right.
So it's like flat. When I play the computer especially, which I don't really do a ton of, but like if the tight end's on a flat, it'd be like it's slants or a C route because there's only two. The computer doesn't make adjustments, and it's only two plays that it could possibly be. So you just go stand there. It's
that's so true. I mean, when you see a good opponent have a flat on the field to an inside guy, you have to assume there's someone deeper hitting the sideline. Whether it's a C route or corner route, they're not just going to have a flat. The reason why they have the flat is to open up something else deeper or to have a quick read against a blitz. But it's not just going to be a flat unless they're, like you said, a slant, but the flat is clearing out the middle. So either way, there's something they're using the flat to clear out. And that's something in your head you're thinking about it, but it's all instincts because you've seen it so many times.
Yeah, it's like the dude's on a flat, and you're just like, I'm running to the C route. I bail to the corner, and then I don't even know, and then you just get there, and you're like, sometimes you're like, whoa,
that was good.
I got there. That was like, you're like, wow, that was awesome.
So one thing that I like, this is something that maybe it's just me, but do you ever pay attention to quarterback animations? Like sometimes you'll notice that they're like under center, and that quarterback does that like one step crow hop and just comes up. What do? I always just jump the middle because I think it's a slant route.
I bail because I think it's like PA shot. I'm trying to,
like if they cancel it, if it's canceled PA.
If they're like dilly-dallying back there.
So that's another tell. The camera zooms on that canceled PA, so you're like, shoot, PA shot. I got to get back.
Run. Yeah.
But if it's like that quarterback just takes that one step and comes up with the arm, it's like, okay, this is slants or this is curls. So you like stay super shallow.
Right.
It's like there are just so many nuances of the game that you're going to learn in practice mode that if you just sit and go into play now against random opponents, you're going to get frustrated. You just got to learn the different animations in the game, and that's really is what going to help you improve as a player.
And take what you learn from play now into practice mode as well, because some formations like the PA shot wheel, you can't really run cover 2-man against that because you have the wheel and the post. One of them is going to get open if you have two solid receivers, so you're probably going to need a different coverage. The coverage I go to on that, just a tip, is cover 1 because I like to have off coverage man that's going to play the wheel. The single high will play the post, and then you could lurk the crossing routes with the other safety. But you wouldn't know that unless you
have been beat by it before.
Yeah, you get beat by it, and you're focusing on how to beat it. But how are you going to do that in a real game situation if your opponent's not running it every down? If they only run it a few times in the game, you're going to get beat by it. You're not really going to know what to do to stop it. But if you have two controllers in practice mode, you could go ahead and see, all right, cover 2-man's not going to do it. Can I use cover 3? Should I baseline? Should I not baseline? And you kind of just go through scenarios and how to stop it. I mean, you're really labbing. You're taking you're experimenting with certain defenses to find an answer on the most popular Madden plays.
All right. Number 2 most important thing you can do, learn the buttons. We talked a lot about adjustments, right, in that last practice mode thing, but Zan, how do you throw the ball away as a quarterback?
Click the right stick.
How do you contain before the snap?
Left trigger, right bumper.
Right. Like, those are things you have to know because, like Light said, like, you can't think during a game of Madden. If you're like, oh, man, I know he's going to streak the tight end and I just need to man a guy up against him. It's 4 buttons. What is it? You need to know them inherently.
But you know what's funny? If you ask me how to man someone up, I might not be able to tell you.
Yeah, it's like
it's muscle memory. It's all muscle memory.
I think.
YA icon.
I have to ask in the chat sometimes.
YA icon.
I'm like, how do you contain? But if you give me a controller, I know I could do it with my eyes closed because it's so easy just because it's instinctual and you're not really thinking. It's just you do it so many times and you're practicing it that you know all those combinations.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Our quick interruption from the chat. We're going to go over this for Bago Ye Sports. This is a Zan question.
What's up,
Did you already talk about stats versus traits? If so, could you go over it again quickly? So we'll give Zan the floor here. He's got strong feelings about stats versus traits.
I'm the weird guy who values traits over stats every day of the week. So what am I talking about? Let's just talk about Johnny Manziel, the new Johnny Manziel. Everyone's in love with it. It's a million coins. I can't stand
3
Johnny
million
Manziel.
coins.
Why would you spend 3 million coins on a guy who's paranoid? He's got the paranoid trait. That means anytime pressure is near him, he's taking a decrease to his throwing stats. Why do you want to put that on the field? I don't care if I have, last year, for example, face throws. Like, you had to have a cornerback who had the aggressive trait because he was the guy who was going to jump for the ball when it was in the air against like a face catcher. So I would take a dude who is a 55 overall with an aggressive trait because at least I know he was going to try for the ball when it's in the air over the guy that has the conservative trait. Right. So when I talk about quarterbacks, I'll just say this real quick. You want to look for 2 traits. Oblivious to pressure, which means pressure doesn't affect them. They're not going to take a hit on their accuracy when they're under pressure. Or ideal. Ideal is your guys like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. So they also take minimal, if any, hit towards their accuracy under pressure.
Good stuff.
Agreed.
Good stuff right there. All right. So we had learned the buttons. We talked about the reps. We've got practice mode. Number 3, a scheme. So we'll focus more on offense, but like, what does a scheme mean to you? And what's like the most important thing in your scheme or in a scheme, just in general, like?
So you need to have, if you could find a play that can beat all coverages, that's amazing. Not in all cases you could do that, especially. I mean, it's tough, but if you can, I could do that with the HB wheel out of tight slots. That's why I use it. No matter what coverage my opponent's in, if I make the proper adjustment, I could beat that coverage. It's all about reading pre-snap. But there are some cases where you don't need that in order to have a successful offense. If you're going to be in a heavy running scheme, you do want to be able to attack all aspects of the field, all layers. You want to be able to flood the left side, flood the middle, flood the right side, attack deep, attack short. And again, running, you want to, if you're going to, like I form close, HB toss right, you could flip it to the left. And they're both going to be successful to both outside runs, but you do need an interior run. That zone weak is a solid inside run. It goes off tackle, but you could cut it back. You could run that to the left or flip it and run it to the right. So now you're hitting the left, middle, right outside, left outside, and that opens up the floor to the passing game. Just a quick insight with the cover 3. You pretty much stayed in I form close. We attack cover 3 with 3 different types of plays. Well, it could have been the same play for the most part, just the PA play and the long pass play. You're attacking cover 3. It's all about reading it. To read it, you have clear tells. Cover 3 is a single high, but also another way to read it with this game is the previous play. So you need to be able to beat all coverages: man press, man off coverage, cover 3, cover 2. But seeing the previous play clearly helps. If you know your opponent is constantly playing cover 2, you need to be able to beat cover 2. So when you make that read and you know they're in cover 2, you have that route combo and that play that's going to torch your opponent.
What's a scheme mean to you? Like, what does it mean to you? Like,
so
how do you define it?
When I think of it, I go back to when you guys were a site known as Madden Bible.
Madden Bible.
And you're talking about the 5 sets for success. And, you know, at this point, we're talking about You have the power. In your scheme, you may not use these sets all the time. Maybe you live in I-form close like me. That's your base set.
Right.
Then you have your situationals. You have that power run set, which for me it's an I-form twin tight end, a goal line, whatever I want to make it in my playbook. You have your spread set. Then you have your compressed set, which in my case, my base set is also a compressed set. And then you have the X Factor, which can be odds and ends pieces that you add to your scheme that maybe nobody else in the community runs. So you have those 5 things, and you know them back and forth, and that's your scheme. So that's the first thing that comes to mind, and that's going back to 2010. I mean,
it's the same. Like, you got to play the beats man, got to play the beats zone, you got to have the ability to get to those plays. You used to be able to set your audibles.
Right. Quick audibles are huge now with schemes.
You used to have 5 audibles, and you could go from 5 wide receiver to goal line, and you could mess stuff up. So now you got to be in the same personnel, obviously, but you'd be able to run to the left, run to the middle, run to the right. You run strong close, counter left, halfback off tackle, toss. So no matter what happened, you just come out and be like, left, right looks good. That's the same thing with the shovel option scheme. It's it just teaches you, do I want to run left? Do I want to run right? Makes it easy. Makes your life easy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Choosing a play, I would say, is one of the most stressful parts of Madden. If you say you're in a playbook, you don't know, you're like, oh man, what play am I going to pick? Once you have the 5 plays beat whatever, and you know how to make a couple adjustments, you never come to play call screen and man, I don't know what play I'm going to pick. That's a scheme.
Right.
I know what I need to do.
You pick the play, and then you're like, oh, he's in this. This is what I'm going to do. And having that proper play to come out in, I think, is the biggest thing, because play calling is what separates the best from the decent players, because you need to know, I have a feeling he's in this coverage, so this is the play that I come out in to beat that. But if he's not, I'm not going to take a chance and call that play. In my scheme, my quick audible run play will beat this defense. Like you said with the shovel option, gun wide trips weak is probably the easiest way to scheme, in my opinion, in Madden 16. If I ran, let's say, Tampa book, I would come out in shovel option or corner strike. Corner strike floods the right side with a flat streak C route. C routes also beat man. So right off the top, you're beating man and zone on the right side. You have a C route on the left that you could adjust. You have the running back that's on a table, right, that he could get open in man. And then you could always audible to inside zone, which is extremely effective. And for verticals, that's obviously effective. When you come out in shovel option, like you said, run to the left. If it's not there, inside zone to the middle or the right is going to be open. So just coming out in corner strike or shovel option is technically a scheme in itself, because you're audibling to forwards and inside zone occasionally stick. Now you have a very, very simplified offense to go with whatever other formations you're going to audible to in that set. So that you need to be prepared to end it with the play you're coming out, and that's huge in a scheme. Be comfortable in that play and utilize your quick audibles.
Indeed. All right, here we go. Next question in the mailbag here, guys. We're talking Madden NFL 16 with Zan. That's his Twitter handle, @Zan_4PM, and @Madden Daily. Litezout is the guy, Pete, whatever you like, but that's a handle. You guys can go follow them. It's also their site and also their Twitch channel. So follow them across all platforms. Number 4, we'll probably cut this list down to 5, the top 5 things you need instead of top 10, but number 4 is a blitz. And, there's different ways to get pressure. There's different themes. Some people like to really blitz. Some people like to find gap blitzes. I just say a blitz because it's 3rd and 10. When I play somebody at the beginning of the year and I don't have a blitz yet, when I'm still labbing out the game, I play a guy who I would normally only give 2 seconds to throw the ball. I can shut him down manually with my user for 4 seconds, but if my 4 down line rush doesn't get in,
right,
then all of a sudden he's completes the pass,
right.
and it's like a newer player who just calling a random play, and I'm like, man, once I have this blitz, I'm gonna crush this guy on third and long. But how do you guys feel about blitzing? What's your strategy? And not necessarily play, but how do you live? And why is it important to have at least a blitz?
So blitzes are huge when playing any skill level player, because not only do you need to mix up your coverages and your shells, you need to mix up your blitzes. One blitz can do it if that blitz looks like your coverage D. We broke down a video on the Madden Daily YouTube where we had a cover 3 coverage shell, a cover 1 coverage shell, and a cover 3 zone blitz. Now that could work because the other two defenses look like the blitz. If it doesn't, that could be an issue because your opponent automatically is going to know it's a blitz and is going to max protect. If you're the type that's going to blitz majority of the game and not just occasionally on 3rd and longs, it can't be the same blitz. If you're going to be successful, it needs to look the same first of all. It needs to come off the left, it needs to come off the right, and maybe a all-out blitz coming up the middle. But it needs to look relatively the same because your opponent can't just expect, oh, this is the left side blitz, I'm going to block it. You want it to look like your coverage. You also want to mix up your blitzes. You don't want to just let your opponent know that it's coming. That's the best time when you're going to get a successful sack on a blitz is when your opponent does not know it's coming or doesn't know where the blitz is coming from.
Right.
Let me ask you this. What is the number one play that the average player runs every single year on offense?
4 verticals.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
How good is that play this year if you have to block that running back?
Right.
Less good, and then also you can user the tight end route,
right.
So even less good. And then if the pressure gets in before that right seam gets open, you've won the game.
Right. You
You
make
know?
them block the running back. That play it's not good. I mean, the tight end route, user it, and it's game over. Make them block the running back, and you lurk the tight end route. Then they're dice rolling.
All you need is that safety on the trip side and a deep blue and a deep blue to play quarters of the field. Make them block the running back, and like you guys said, it's not that good of a play. They're looking to hit the running back, the tight end, and bomb you deep. If you could stop them from
especially if they're like a newer player,
right?
Too, you know, I mean, it even works at a high level.
Well, you also need to stop the inside zone too.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky
if they
part.
know to run inside zone.
True.
You know, so if you're a newer player and you're like, man, I don't have a blitz, like they just said I needed all these things. No, you just need one because at earlier levels like pro, and until you really get up into the true competitive nature. Just that one blitz will work. And then you'll win your next 10 games, and then you'll play a guy who blocks it. You'll lose your next 2, and you'll be like, man, this blitz was so good. Now I need to learn the left setup.
Correct.
So you'll win a bunch of games with just one blitz. Then it'll stop working when you get to a certain level. Then you'll get 2 blitzes, and you'll win a bunch of games. You'll be like, I'm back. And then they'll start to block that, and they'll figure it out. And then you're going to learn to send it both ways. And that's the next level. So,
agreed.
Dash Pro Man claims he doesn't make adjustments but can beat any team in the game. So, I don't know. I just feel like Dash Pro Man, you'll eventually get to a point where you're going to play somebody and they're going to adapt to what you're doing. And there's always the next guy. Mo is the champ. So, if you play Serious Mo and you can beat him without adjustments, I'd tip my cap. I feel like you would have to. I feel like you'd have to play Mo with adjustments. So you can go check him out. He streams at Serious_Mo1 or Serious Mo1. You can maybe challenge him to a game. I'm sure like millions of others have. But if you go over there, beat him without adjustments, I'll give you dabs. We're just saying we think making adjustments is a great way to play Madden. All right, here we go. Last piece of the top 5 ways to get better and become more competitive. Adjustments. So
that was a 2 for 1 right there.
Basically hit that part up. Anything else you guys would add? Like obviously at Madden Daily, you guys lab with really competitive players. You're not afraid to lose. You just want to play and get better. Anything else you guys do beyond just getting reps and playing for a long time?
Do not fear losing. I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. But I wouldn't be where I am today as a player without getting online, taking my lumps. You can also take that don't fear attitude into when you're first starting to play Madden as a user. The average player wants to sit on a D tackle because it feels safe.
Right.
But you're not going to stop the money routes. You're not going to stop the best plays in the game on a D tackle. So you're gonna be terrible at first when you graduate to using a safety or a linebacker. Don't be afraid to get beat because 5 months from now you're not going to remember that loss you took on March, whatever it is today, 30th, 2016.
I lost the game of MLB The Show last night because I brain farted and I threw home with 2 outs. to try and like get the runner. And then like right after the play happened, I'm like, that was a mistake. I obviously knew not to do that because I played baseball growing up. It's late and I'm tired, and I was like, I can be really mad and like, oh, I gotta play another game. I was like, I made a mistake. See, I have no problem losing when I make a mistake.
Right.
Like, I messed up. That's fine. The guy was out, but like, it's fine. I'll move along. Like Madden's tougher because it's like you want to learn something, and you can't. And it's so easy to blame the game. Be like, oh well, if that guy didn't catch that one aggressive catch, well then I would have won that game. But those happen. You need to put the loss on yourself. Well, I didn't get double coverage, or I didn't do this, or I didn't deter him from throwing that, or whatever. But yeah, Zan's right. Like I hate losing so much. But then I do other activities like UFC or where I'm not good, like golf. Like I can't expect to be good. I can't not put in the time, and then when I am not good, be like, wow, I wish I was Tiger as good as Tiger Woods, because I don't put in the time.
I think putting the time definitely is key. I also think that keeping it simple is not always a bad thing. No matter how you play on offense and defense, you always want to be confident and comfortable and also staying focused. You don't want to overcomplicate things if you're not ready to. Like I said with the shotgun wide trips, that can win you games. Sometimes venturing out of your scheme to try to make things more cute or to, look better, maybe on like when you're streaming or something, that could affect you. You always want to know how to beat certain things, and if it only takes 4 plays and you're very comfortable with those 4 plays, don't feel shy to pound those 4 plays if your opponent can't stop. And that's just my opinion. In a run scheme, pass scheme, whatever it is, like you use I-form close, sometimes I'll stay in single back tight slots because we're comfortable in it, and we know that it's simple to us to use, but it's so hard for our opponent to stop. And that's the best method I've always felt. I studied Vince Lombardi in school, and that's how he always was, keeping it simple but making it so complicated to stop, because our simple things that we run are not easy to stop. And
right.
I think that's the best way to play Madden, in my opinion.
So you just mentioned I-form close. In March, somebody says, wow, that looks awesome. I want to hop in there and do the exact same thing that Zan's doing. He's beating cover 3 for 1-play touchdowns. He can beat cover 4 for 1-play touchdowns. This, that, and the other. But back in September, when I couldn't beat quarters 2-man under, but I decided to stick with it, that is why I'm here now, still running that. And I mean, I do run a little bit of Houston book as well. But that is why I'm here now. And I could beat man coverage finally after many, many reps and losing some games along the line.
Yeah.
But forcing myself to stick with it. I'm a guy who normally picks an offensive book at the beginning of the year, sticks with it through thick and thin. And then, March, April, I'll pick up a side offense just because when you play 1,500 games online and on stream, people know what to expect. So
Indeed.
Yeah.
Quick best offensive playbook if you had to go to war today.
Saints.
Defense.
Bengals.
Oh.
Hell in a Cell.
Pats. Bengals.
Yeah. I'll second what he's saying. I like to run the quarters. I just do it from the 1-3-7.
Definitely, if you're in the chat, Patriots defense gives you very versatile. Bengals, they say, is good. Saints offense is excellent. It's very popular. I'm gonna say Patriots, or the Colts is pretty good also. So
we're just giving the
one of
hipster
those.
Answer for the Saints.
For
Checking out.
New England is the best defensive book, though. It is overall. It has everything. 4-3-3-4.
Yeah, it's almost like versatile
Yeah.
for like
Yes, for sure.
All right, couple more Twitter questions flowed in, and then we're gonna get into some gameplay. Justin Vincente, how do you know which hole to hit in strong power? I always get it wrong, either inside or outside. First things first, strong power. It's not Madden 15, where strong power was extremely difficult to stop. I will say we saw it a little bit in the challenge where like people had certain Ds that set up one thing. Strong power like happened to work against it. But generally, Justin, I would not run much strong power unless you're really high level and you know it's countering like something exactly that's going on. But you guys, I never really ran it last year because I never got yards. But I couldn't stop it either. I don't know.
Strong power is not something you're going to run against stock defenses. Well, what strong power is good against is if you're running a strong power with a lot of blockers on one side and your opponent is setting up a blitz, an overload to the opposite side. So say they're shifting the D-line to the left, you're running the strong power to the right, it's going to be successful. That's what Mo did to Skimbo in the Madden challenges, he was setting up a 4-3 defense, 4-3 under defense to be specific, and he was shifting his line a certain way. Mo was just easily running to the opposite side, and there was nothing Skimbo could do because he was just waiting for Mo to pass, and Mo was just not letting him do that. Another thing, again, is shifting the linebackers. Same thing. If they have more guys on the side that you're not running on, then strong power can be successful. When you want to run strong power and you're not sure what hole to hit, like the question asked, don't hold turbo right away. Something that I like to do with strong power, it's not amazing, I'm not the best at strong power, but I was holding the left trigger to start when hiking, and it would slow my running back down, and then I would keep holding the left trigger and then hold the speed burst, and it would give me a burst once I hit the hole. So definitely don't hold the speed burst, that's first of all, when running strong power right away, and try to use that left trigger to initially get in that hole. Whatever hole you hit, whether it's to take it right up the middle, to bounce it all the way outside like it's intended to, read the defense, slow your running back down, and once you hit the hole, then use the speed burst.
So with the strong power, you have both guards pulling. First guard is your kick out man. You don't want to go outside of him. You want to stay up inside him and follow the other pulling guard who is your lead blocker. So treat the backside guard as your fullback, even though you don't have one. And treat the front side guard as the guy who's just going to kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage. You stay up inside him and go through the tunnel. That's how the run is designed to be. And then once you hit that point of attack, read the leverage of the outside guy and decide inside or outside. Don't just think pre-snap, I'm going to go outside.
Non-boss Vic for 600K. No. I think you can do a little bit better. Just unless you really want Vic and a lefty, like I think that there's more options at quarterback. You get the Mariota and you do just fine.
Right.
All right, we had one more question here. So this guy already has DeAnthony Thomas, probably the best budget receiving back, like for super cheap. So I wouldn't get the 96 Falk, even though he's the next level of DeAnthony Thomas. He's gonna like double up your like purpose. But the 96 Yeldon or the 95 David Johnson. David Johnson's great, but the Yeldon's been getting a lot of love in the chat. So I don't think you can go wrong. The best back for under 100K is the David Johnson. I think the Yeldon was slightly more when we looked at it, so it could just be a coin play. But up to you. You have pretty much those two best backs picked out for the budget that you're going for. So make a strong choice between those two. Anybody else you really like, Sam?
I'm kill squad guy, so I mean if you're going budget, I like the 91 David Johnson if you're super budget. I don't really notice a huge difference between him and 95. In fact, the 95 fumbled 5 times in my first 3 games when I used him, and I cut him. So
Zan, any key traits you like for wide receivers?
No. I pay attention to ratings for wide receivers.
Clutch.
I guess clutch is great. Always in the fourth quarter you get that boost. But sideline catches, I guess if you had to pick one. But
okay.
You can do the sideline catches on your own by doing the conservative catch.
For sure.
So.
Sure. All right, real quick review through these guys here. Justin Houston is this new final edition. He didn't really get many items this season. He started out like a monster, but he bumps up to 97 block shed to stop the run.
Gosh.
I'm sure he has 99 power move. Still a little bit slow off the edge, and then you'd have to check his zone coverage to see if he can actually, because he could be pretty good for this outside role. If he could drop into zone in the 3-3-5, because he's going to stop the run. 73 zone. He's more of a pass rusher, so he does have a really nice balance between power and finesse, which is rare.
So I actually would like to use him in the 3-3-5 odd as the guy that's on the nickel back side.
Yeah.
Because he's going to give you a little bit of extra beef block shed on that edge that the nickel back might need somebody that can help out over there. So
okay. I like that. I think that works for you. Yeah, so generally, I think Lawrence Taylor and Deacon Jones are the only 2 players that have like 90 plus in each. And RG has mentioned a couple times on the Muckcast that he does like that. I used to not really think it was a huge deal, but people say it's pretty good. Yeah, this guy's pretty good. He only got one other, just his base. And it was cool. It was a cool looking base, but tough. He didn't get anything.
I love that base in Draft Champions. Just that block shed, man, is huge.
So Darius Slay is another guy, 97 speed with 95 man coverage. I still think that Tremaine Johnson's slightly better. I'd have to dig a little bit deeper into Slay. Slay was a budget gold from the start of our season, so it's good to see him finally get another item. I think he got one more in the middle of the season. Barnage was a super balanced tight end that we liked when he got a different version in the middle of the year. I think he got a team of the week. We called to him 90 speed's good, 88 route running's pretty good. He's solid, 83 strength, 84 run block. That's really good across the board. 97 catch traffic. There's not much he can't do. He's 6'6". So if you're just kind of looking for a budget tight end who you don't want to sub in a guy to block and then sub in a guy to route run and sub in a guy for speed, you just want kind of a one-stop shop. Barnage does the job pretty nicely. Giovanni Bernard, 93 speed, 99 agility. Do you guys like this item?
99 juke looks nice.
It's pretty nice. 99 agility? It's a Geo? We'll take a little look. Have you guys used this guy in Draft Champs? Not this one, but...
No.
So for 23K? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 93 speed's slightly slower than...
95 carry. Could rely on him.
We'll find some guys to compare, but I do initially off the bat like this Geo. Plus, he's got 86 route running for third downs. Pretty, I mean, for 23K?
I mean, honestly, 23K, you go ahead and sell your... if you're only using Marshall Falk as a third down back, go ahead and sell them.
Or
take your coin.
Right.
Take your coin and go buy that.
Moncrief, I'm going to pass.
So Moncrief, early in the year, was, I believe, did he have the strongest, he was the highest strength run block combo at one point during the year. I don't know. If you're looking for somebody who's a cheap, pure run blocker for you, I don't know if this is an upgrade on that.
I do like the speed.
71 run block, yeah.
Yeah, I always look for the speed, run block, spec, and catch and traffic combo. Of course, you want to have route running too, but for certain spots in my offense and maybe yours, speed plus spec, catch and traffic, and run block are big for receivers. So for that coin, that's actually, I might pick them up.
Pretty good combo. Jones here, 96 strength. 97 block shed left end. I mean, this is right up there. I know the Paya came out. He's a monster. Dude, for 8,500 coins, you need beef to stop the run. This is 93 power move mixed in.
Right.
Is this a poor man's J.J. Watt right here?
Yeah.
I might pick that guy up
That's
too.
not bad right there. And then lastly, Alfred Morris was in a mystery egg. He's never had 89 agility. I know he's got 100 carry, 98 truck. Really just a straight ahead runner, maybe fullback dives, but I'm not going to pay for more. Like,
don't fall for the carry rating. Always go for the brace. Is he bracing versus all?
Very
if so,
and then this last guy here is Merciless, got a mystery egg. He had an addition we liked a little bit earlier, Football Outsiders. He got like back-to-back items, so he's up to 89 speed. He's got 95 power move. You see Houston 8 better on the finesse. Obviously the cost is different, but 97 excel. So if you can't afford the Houston, you maybe go here. You get a little less strength.
Still 90 block shed.
But generally like kind of maybe a little like a poor man's.
Does he have the strip ball trait?
He does. They don't show that.
Oh, they don't.
Here.
Okay. Well, then.
Interesting. Okay, so Merciless, yeah, definitely a guy you can look into, for sure. All right, you guys want to jump into a game?
Well, let's do it.
So you guys want to play Ultimate Team, or do you want to play head-to-head? Not head-to-head you guys, but you guys are saying Zan's on offense?
So, yeah, we're going to do...
Combo game.
We're going to do a combo game. I'm going to play defense. Zan's going to play offense.
All right. You guys want to use the squad? I mean, you're here. You know?
Sure, let's do it.
Anybody in the chat getting ready to match up?
They're sniping. So, yeah, you're taking offense? I'm going to take...
Yeah, I'll take the offense if you want.
All right.
I'll run some Houston.
I'm going to go Bengals on defense. Should be fun.
So we'll get you set up with the Bengals book. Let's see here.
Are we allowed to move your players around?
Yeah, if you want to mess around, you can.
Well, I don't know why I would bother moving those guys around.
Wait a second.
I think we're okay there. That actually looks better than the Ferrari, so let's go ahead and stick with it.
Bengals defense, and you want Saints offense, Sam?
I want the Texans offense, actually.
Texans?
Yeah, just a little change of pace.
Tweezy would be proud. All right.
Let's do it.
Take a look at the lineup real quick if you guys want to mess around.
Oh, just 99s everywhere.
I can't use this offense. You want to switch?
So we do have Marcus Allen, then we want to get that speed boost. We're trying out this Gronk, so if you guys want to throw to him so we can figure out if he's good or not, that would be helpful. You've got plenty of stuff you can sub in. We only carry one fullback on the roster.
Which Manning is that?
Would you rather the Sherman tank, or are you good?
Okoye.
I have the 99, but if you want campus,
You're fine.
I know you won't use Manziel. You want Tebow?
Not at all. No Tebow. Let's take a look here. Campus hero Manning is a stud. You got Big Ben, or do you have the season's vet Eli?
You're really not going to use Vic? Can't do it.
Boss Vic? No, I can't do it.
Why?
Trigger happy. Yeah.
Team of the week, Eli Manning?
Nah, no team of the week.
Our traits really...
Season's vet's my guy. Season's vet Eli.
That's what I hear.
No, Campus hero Peyton's.
That's who you want to go with
Yeah,
over Vic?
I don't like the lefty. Let's go ahead and do the is the 99 Manning the fast one, or is the 98?
This is the fastest, but this guy's no slouch. I think he's 80.
Yeah, let's go with him. Yeah, we'll go with Peyton. 99 Peyton.
We'll give him a shot. We'll give him a shot to make some plays.
That's when you know that I'm crazy, is when I'm declining Boss Vic and 99 Peyton for 97 seasons vet Eli.
Keep Vic on the team just in case things get rough on that end.
Right?
I need to play. If I'm going to play on offense somehow, I want Vic.
I'll give you Manziel.
All right, fine. Manziel's good.
Zan can chirp at you. Defensively, I use the Lewis, but you can sub in. I just do this for chemistry.
Okay.
I use Taylor, and I sub out Barry.
You could go ahead and keep a ground and pound QB, so that way you get your 99.
I put in Suggs, and I take out Mac. I just do this for chemistry, so.
Okay, Rod Woodson is run blocking.
Yeah,
do you
Rod
have
Woodson's down here.
Another option of run blocking just in case?
Which
corner.
Corner.
Like a lane?
Yeah, Night Train's up here. You can get him in
cool.
from there, so. Should be good to go.
Perfect.
All right, these guys are getting ready to lock in. If you guys are trying to be one of the challengers, you should be on Xbox. For the record, this is a playoff game, so please
if we
don't
lose, it's Lights' fault, even if I don't score points. Okay?
Oh, no.
Because ultimately, unless I throw a pick six, it's his job to keep them out of the end zone.
We'll see.
Locking up.
Killer, we are using Texans on offense and Bengals on defense.
Texans offense, Bengals defense. Once again, guys, please make sure to follow this channel, but also to follow Madden Daily. You can follow them on Twitch. You can follow them on Twitter. Lights Out. He tweets from the Madden Daily account. We got Zan, Forward Progress Madden. He's also over on Madden Daily. They have tons of videos on their YouTube channel, also Madden Daily. They've got ebooks on their site, Madden Daily. Check them out if you like the tips they're giving. These guys have been in the community forever. We don't just have random people on the show. Zan's been calling in since Madden 11, Madden 10.
Madden 10. I took that Titans offense.
Like, you can search youtube.com/ZFarls for, like, This Week in Madden show 6, show, like, 11, and, like, I'm pretty sure Zan called into one of those.
That's awesome.
It goes way back. Blue Sports, if you follow the channel, you will be notified when we go live, and you get to hang out with a cool community, get to chill and play games against some of the best players out there. Lab, meet cool people, like D-Stu was saying. Some cool people here. We play other games, mix it up, we have fun.
Master 1669. Farls, which controller is it?
I think it's this one. It's the Elite. You're going to be using Eli today. I named my controller Eli. He's Elite.
Alright, so I'm blaming the controller.
If I get heavier.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It feels pretty nice, though.
Shira, who's a really good player, he was saying, or DCR, as most people probably refer to him, he plugs in these little metal things in the back of the controller, and then you can program the buttons, so like these paddle shifter things.
Okay.
And so he puts X as hit stick back there, so he never has to take his hands off. I think he has Y and X, so he can just hold ball like at the snap with his back and still be on the right stick. And then he hits X back there. He hits them both, and he says he gets more fumbles that way. And then you can do like fast twitch. You have like little controller setting. You can do like faster twitch settings.
Sounds like I need to get an Elite controller.
Yeah, I told him I was gonna set it up, but I haven't yet because I'm like afraid that I'm gonna mess something up. The right stick's a little weird, but you can like replace it, and there's like, I don't know. It's cool.
So many good players. I don't even know.
A lot of RB subbage.
Embarrassment.
All right. Let's do it.
See if Master 1669 is ready to take it on.
So I'm dealing with Boss Calvin and Boss Dez.
Yeah.
And,
Boss Calvin.
And Playmaker Irvin.
So you see what quarterback he has?
Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
Smoking Jay. I mean, that's
So let's see.
co-sign that.
So you're in the Bengals defensive playbook, and
So
lock up.
So here it looks like probably a pistol tight end set. Could be a strong power. I like to start my games off in the 4-3 stack. Run defense that I kind of broke down to start this.
A little single back twin tight end.
All right, let's see what he's going to do here. He's got Jay Cutler under center, runs the stretch off to the right side. He jukes back inside, and he gets 9 yards. Reggie Bush makes it a 2nd and inches situation here. Halfback stretch, not a common run you see. This is where S. Gibbs would say, this guy's terrible. Gibbs, he
just based off the first play.
He just gained 9 yards against you on first down.
I'm the same way.
He's
I'm the
terrible.
same way.
Who calls halfback stretch?
If you call an obscure play on the first play of scrimmage, then
Oh man,
And then like a stock.
that's just controller.
Coach, I'm gonna need you to
And then
shore
it's
up
like,
your
and
side
then
of
it's
the
like
ball,
this guy's doubly terrible. That's the worst play ever. Yeah, but he just worked 15 yards. I'll get him. I'll get him eventually.
Oh, we're gonna get him.
All right, here we go. 30 minutes left in the first quarter. Game underway. Opponent picks up his first down, but here he can't get out of the way as CB comes in, gets out wide, makes the play.
Send a little bit of outside pressure here. I'm sensing a play action. I mean, if he's extremely committed to the run, he's gonna get me. But
Second down and a long way to go.
Good pressure.
sent the outside heat.
Red Supergiant in the house? First time, long time. I know Red Supergiant. It has been a long time.
They're in a
People
14.
just lurk back up. Like Carl the Big Mean Bunny, he will stop by someday.
Where's Wang Tang Kiki?
WTK, he's around. Great Madden 10 member.
Where's the Chief?
Chief's around. Chief shows up. I matched up against the Chief randomly.
Watch the post.
All right,
Goes one-on-one.
We're taking it to the crib. We're going.
Oh.
All right.
I gotta hand the controller off. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
Uh-oh,
Is he
gonna get the
quitting?
quit?
So against that opponent, all right. So he quit. I stayed in a 2 high just because I was assuming that it's gonna be run, aggressive catch. Wanted to force him to make proper dots, I guess you could say, and hit routes up the middle. Until my opponent could show me that he can do that, I might stay in that type of defense. So we'll see who we play next. But got the first stop, and I don't know. You didn't have to do anything. That was
I want to say that I was the reason we won. Bronze luck. All right.
Got an unpainted egg. He just, as Zeddy just said, Zan, Lights just carried you. He put you in his backpack. All right, let's match up again. Do it again. Run it back. This could be common.
So I'm not used to having such good corners. I mean, I have Law and Woodson on my team, but
I got beat Patrick Peterson out
He
wide
does.
against Mike Wallace.
really,
2 man under. I took the safety away, but like, so it's not flawless. They still get beat sometimes, but like they do just dumb stuff where like they'll just pick a C route and you're like, and they'll get like this animation and you're like, wow, it's crazy.
Flashback Cromartie is like, he does things that nobody else does, and you're just,
Yeah,
I mean,
makes serious plays.
yeah.
We're on
It's
Winter
okay.
Mint gum right here.
Winter Mint.
It's not bad.
What's going on, Rich, in the chat? Fellow MD member, staff writer.
Good crew tonight in the chat. If you guys usually watch on YouTube, reminder this show will be up on youtube.com/ZFarls later today, later tonight, tomorrow. So you can go back and review those tips.
You know him?
I know the name.
Let's go, Matt Rutt. Are you in here? I think he's in the chat.
He's probably lurking.
All right. Carry me, Lights.
Lights, it's tradition no matter what happens on the first play. Like, I think this guy's watching.
Yeah, always.
So much speculation.
Especially
All right.
if the play clock goes below like 10. You're like, oh, just wait to see what I'm in.
So
Yeah.
this game, we are going to attempt to not let Zan touch the controller. So that's pretty much impossible. I would have to get a pick 6.
You'd have to be like, technically special teams is still, you're going to have to get a pick 6
In fantasy, defense and special teams go together. So
Yeah, and then like fumble the kickoff on purpose. Run it back, but then fumble it so that he can then do it. On offense right now, we're in the Saints playbook, mastered by Zan. Or no,
Inside zone.
Texans. And then Pete here, lights out on defense, is running the Bengals defense. That's nice right there. He showed that a little bit earlier, what buttons he presses before the snap.
Yes, how about you guys?
So make sure to check that out on YouTube if you missed it. All right. So he's still in this similar formation here. He's got Bo Jackson to the right of the quarterback. Goes play action. He's got a crossing route coming. Lights got there, and he got all the way back. That was an amazing play. So yeah.
All right, I did not see that route, but I just assumed, just based off playing, like we mentioned, just instincts. When one cross happens, it's usually a higher cross. I didn't see it, but I just went for it. If he would have hit me for the first down on the crossing route, it's no big deal. And I should have gotten a pick there, but I didn't. Still made the right play, and that's, again, just based off playing this game and having a feel off the route combos when you first initially see it. So here, this could be anything. Just staying in the man-to-man, three-man rush on the left. Looks like it's going to be the same thing.
In route. Threw it anyway. You were breaking over there. I'm expecting him to, like, wait until you bail, because that's the mark of a bad. It's like,
right.
Once you see that it's covered, out of respect to the guy, like, even though he bailed, he was covering that, so I'm not going to throw it there. But, like, people will just chuck it there anyway, and you're like, why would you do that? Dansby's no slouch, but definitely we got Kendricks, we got
this team is serious.
some other dudes if we need them to mix in. Red Supergiant S. Gibbs has been on the show every week this season. Just he's on vacation. He's out this week, so brought these guys in to help out. But
that was not even intended. Send an outside heat on the left.
Defensive playbook here, Uncle Bob, is the Bengals. Bengals D. Matt Rutt, 3rd and 27. You go gas. You go coverage. What's your general?
Typically, if I feel like I'm better than my opponent, I'm gonna play too high because I don't want to give up anything crazy.
He's going.
Oh gosh.
No way. 4th and inches.
Yeah.
That's about it. Honestly, 25 yards is about like the max you can get. Like
that was pretty.
That was about as much. He got about as much as he could right there. Let's see if he goes inside zone here, or if he goes back to the air.
Good play.
Flat. Eric Berry, broken tackle.
So cover 2 man is not really giving him an issue at all. So I'm gonna have to. It seems like blitzing is definitely.
They're right there. I think you picked up that you're blitzing the linebacker on the right.
Yeah.
And he has up the middle linebackers in man. Dansby versus Dickerson's not good on a table route. I'm not trying to coach you or anything, Coach.
No, you're completely right.
I mean, you're gonna have to put up points.
I have to. I might have to carry him.
My favorite thing is when I play a combo game like this with Gibbs, just going out 7-0 on purpose.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm doing.
Ooh, so he's got Bo Jackson in the backfield. He might have had a lane outside. He did a nice little juke back in, but he only got 1 yard. He's got like stood up.
So what I'm doing on defense, I want to stay in the man defense just because this team is just outrageously good, and there's so many good man corners. So I want to play a man scheme. I do want to have. I'm just sending outside heat with coverage on the right because my opponent's mainly playing split close. I know he's going into these trip sets, but I want to protect the right sideline, especially the corner route, a corner. So I'm going with this DB strike play here, and I'm sending pressure on the left, but I'm also protecting the corner route with a purple. I'm going to manually watch the corner. There's a C route. I couldn't get to it. So we're going to... if I would have just took it for 7.
All right, I'll turn it back over so you can have the control again.
Okay.
Forced fumble. So, Zan, you showed us a really nice little mix of cover 3 beaters from the Saints earlier. Now you're going with, from the I-form close, now you're going to the Texans playbook. You're going to run some gun wing trips weak. Thoughts?
The reason I like this is the scheme that was my secondary scheme last year, in which I granted out of St. Louis, the PA slot cross is a nightmare to defend because it forces you into cover 2, but if you were to put the tight end on a streak down the middle, the play action is going to hold the hook zones, and the tight end down the seam is wide open against cover 2. So it puts your opponent into a situation where they have to really call hybrid, and not very many players are great in hybrid coverage with their adjustments. So that's mainly why as I sit here, see, I'm not the best runner of football.
One of the most active players on the field today.
Slot wheel looks interesting too.
Linebacker James Laurinaitis.
Well, today will be
The wheel slot?
Slot, yeah, slot
pretty-
wheel's a very good play.
Pretty nice.
He just is active,
Pretty
can make plays,
tough.
and very
So this
smart.
is nice, like where you don't have to play offense and you could just relax.
Just
If he
like,
messes
yeah,
up,
yeah.
it's really not your fault. This is nice.
Let's see what he's got here on 3rd and 5. Peyton Manning.
Very
Ooh,
nice
quick
play.
out, very
Backside out
nice.
route. He has to call cover 2 or else it's open every time.
Exactly, because of the since he's so far out, plus the play action, that flat zone is not going to react to it right away.
The best tip I've seen tonight is, well, there's been a lot of good stuff, but the play action, like
To hit the flats?
is
Yep.
insane. Insane.
And what's good is you could pretty much do that every year because the defense has to react to the run unless they pass commit. So unless they're going to pass commit and you're running a play action, you should be able to hit that.
So right there, I went simple street corner flat combo. He jumped the corner. I didn't
Man,
check
the fans want no true clock.
him. No shoot. I didn't even know I was on 2 clock.
See this? Guys, this is why I did not win the coin
Oh,
up.
stop.
He was chewing clock on me.
First down here after the completion.
All right, let's see here. Peyton Manning goes back to it. That's deadly right there. Irvin goes up 7-0.
Hey, your defense
Nice
ain't
stuff.
special teams. Go and kick my extra point, coach.
Okay.
Yeah, listen,
Should I
don't
just miss?
start looking at that scoreboard, though. It's too early in the game. You just got to keep playing.
Guys, so if you want more information on what they're running, you can always go over to MaddenDaily.com, check it out, hit up Lights. They can let you know where everything is. I'm hoping we can get them to do a little brain trust breakdown, not of everything, but just of a little taste, so that you guys can learn a little bit more. So if you have something, I'll talk with these guys. We'll record a little brain trust video, and then, like I said, always visit Madden Daily. Just like any site, the stuff you can learn for free on their YouTube, I would say rivals any paid sites stuff. And then, of course, their paid stuff goes to the next level. So definitely check it out if you're interested and you're keeping up serious on your Madden game.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sure, that's a good way of saying it. So
Ooh.
Like we said, we gotta. The every year some stuff pops up overnight, the overnight sites. But the guys that have been in here fighting, those are the guys. You gotta support. You gotta support
Appreciate
those
that.
guys. You know. So you're in the 3-3-5,
Second and 4.
not the odd, just the 3-3-5.
I'm just
Does this stop toss like stock pretty well or not really?
yes. Not stock, but
There's that speed out.
okay. I can't run man press strictly on him. He's comfortable in it. But this cover 1, sending that left outside and watching the right side.
Manning or
doing the
Bostic?
trick.
I would say Bostic, but if the price is that much different, depends.
Good work.
I don't love paying extra.
All right, guys, handling the controller to Zan.
Right.
Luckily, we were in Boston before.
All right, so I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't care what he's doing. I haven't had Boss Calvin all year. He's running cover 3. I'm checking, okay?
All right.
Is that all right? We good?
Give it a shot, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, can you give me the controller?
So
So you get a
the-
touchdown? Ooh.
See,
Is that
Lane's
that's
good.
Night Train?
The other thing is, Calvin has 97 speed. He's outran like one guy. Like he doesn't just like burn. I have Cooks with 100 speed plus Madden plus Mark 7. So if you really want to just check it for speed differential, you can try the Cooks.
All right, so this is pro tip. Speed in, motion across becomes a speed out.
Manning out of the gun.
He's
We're at cover 2 though, but
He's running cover 2. I'm just going to pass you
God,
that
I'm
outside
hot in
because we
this.
got Peyton.
so let's go. Oh,
That was pretty nice right there.
that was pretty nice.
Thank you.
That looked so easy, but I'm gonna be like, what was that?
So he got cute right there, and he put the outside corner on the right in that flat zone in the cover 3 shell, and there was nothing behind him.
He probably had about enough of the speed out.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I motioned over a speed out, and then he's like, well, then I had a vertical over the top of it, so.
All right, it's 14-0. This guy's pretty good too. Just unfortunate he's running into two players.
And facing this monstrous
And the
team.
squad. The squad is legit.
What's up, BLK? I see you in the chat.
That's a dot.
Alright, we're going to give Mean Joe Green or Von Miller some love. I posted these 3 sets of tips on YouTube, and that's the cover 3 coverage, cover 1 coverage, and then weak slant blitz. Just coming out in the play, you're going to generate some heat if they don't block. He might be running here, so I could be in trouble. But, yeah. Thankfully, this team is, yeah. Oh. Alright. I'm going to go with that again because he's probably going to pass now at 2nd and 10. But this is a really good blitz for beginners. Literally just come out in the play, and you can get things done. Outside heat. Coming in, we get the pick, and we're going to try to somehow...
Pitch it. Zan, do you just kick a field goal?
Want me to?
Mental pretzel? I don't know. It's up to you. Go. You know what? You haven't had Calvin. Throw to Calvin. Or do whatever you want. Somebody had a good question in the chat.
Alright, so I'm going to go tight end slot package if I can. Doesn't look like we have it. We got dual tight end, though. I'm going to go ahead and chuck to Gronk.
Oh, is halfback power any good? Halfback power is not as good as inside zone, but if somebody knows how to stop inside zone, you can kind of hit a different gap with halfback power.
Right.
And it might work for you.
So the defense that I use when playing over the defensive tackle, good job by the way, to stop the inside zone and shoot the gap, HP power destroys that. I've played against a guy, I believe his name is Steeler Nation, and he had tight ends at the slot and outside receiver running with power, and I was trying to shoot the gap, and if every time I got blocked, he was gone because you have that extra pulling guy plus tight ends at receiver. It was a pain to stop. There is an easy way to stop that run. What you need to do is you need to wherever that pulling guard is, if he's on the left side going to the right, you need to manually hit that gap before he breaks out, because if he does break out to the right, he's going to get some good yardage. So if you want to run that play yourself, as long as they're not shooting the gaps, then you can get some good yards with that. It's not as good as inside zone, but it is pretty solid.
Zan, for the speed out, what ratings in general do you look for a wide receiver? That's a question from the chat. But for me, for the speed out, do you care about route running?
No, because it's a route that just beats man, so you don't really have to rely on it. Speed, acceleration. So a prime guy for that position is the 99 speed T.Y. Hilton, or not T.Y. Hilton, but Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good option. The other nice thing about in Houston, I don't know if you want to run huge trips out of New England or whatever book has it, you can audible into trips tight end, which, so if you can get a guy who is fast with good run blocking ability, you might be able to audible into the inside zone from trips tight end. So maybe you got a guy on that backside speed out that also has run blocking ability.
Looking at 3rd down.
Hines Ward's pretty good.
Coverage to the outside.
Uh-oh.
So
Wow. Wow.
So the defense that I'm running here, one thing that we really wanted to focus on is coming up with defenses that are not hard to set up. That way, for someone that is a beginner, novice, or a sim guy that doesn't want to move people out, doesn't want to set up nano blitzes, but still wants to generate heat, that's something that we tried really hard to do, and this is a good defense to show that out of dime. This is covered in our guide as well, the Bengals guide, but you can send it to the left or to the right, and all you really have to do is flip the play, and you see how that edge, the edge is going to come in for the most part, and what I'm doing is I'm blitzing the opposite side of where the running back is. That way if they block the running back, it's an overload regardless to the opposite side. It's not guaranteed to come in, but at least we're going to force them to the side of where our coverage is. So I'm identifying where the running back is. He's on the right, so I'm flipping it. And I'm going to go ahead and send it to the left now.
It's like weird, like the sticks.
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. It's
but
a little different.
It is different.
I'm just checking streaks. I'm good.
I'm the illest. We lab with 2 controllers in practice mode if we want to set up defensive stuff, and then we snap the ball with the other controller. So you want to put one on offense, one on defense, set everything up you could want to do on defense, and then just snap the ball. Bro.
I'm just watching Dion every play, and it gets
Getting destroyed.
Yeah, I sub him out generally. I play Pat Pete in the slot and Rob Wilson in the slot, and then I play Cromartie and DRC.
The 99 for Marty.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I should have screwed him.
Ah.
See, like, you know, it does happen. That Demarius Thomas has caused me a lot of pain in my life.
That's my fault because I thought that the blitz was going to come in. I blitzed the opposite side. I thought he was going to trail it. And I sold out on the crossing route instead of going back up. I didn't make that mistake in the beginning of this game, and I almost got a pick that way. I should have did that again, especially with 20 seconds left. That was not a good decision at all.
So right here is I'm actually going to kneel this because I want to preserve all 20 seconds because I want to score. We've destroyed him. He's been in cover 3 the entire time. You got to think he's coming out to switch in this, and most players are either going to go 2-man under or they're going to go cover 4 drop. If it's cover 4 drop, we got a 1-play touchdown dialed up.
All right, let's see. And if you throw a pick 6, let me know because I can always hit my tone. You know, I can always hit the Xbox from where I'm sitting.
If what?
I keep the Xbox under there, so I could always, you know, shut it off in case things start to go bad.
All right, so it looks like he's in quarters. Is that quarters? Yeah, looks like it is. But it looks like it might be 2-man under. So we're gonna
I think he's gonna go down the field with the football.
see if we got the juice here. Yep, it's man. So we got the wheel.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Oh! Want me to hit it?
No, we're good. All
I
right.
think we didn't kick that
All right, we're
field
making
goal.
it interesting for life.
Good thing we didn't kick that field goal.
Oh, guys, what are you guys doing to me?
What'd you do? What would you say?
So right there, I didn't pay attention to my running back. That wheel in my offense, I've got the route running. I'm not sure who was playing running back. Was that Bo that you have the running back?
It might be Allen or I have I have Johnson and stuff, but maybe I didn't.
So that wheel is a predetermined read. I see man coverage as soon as it cuts. It does beat man more often than not. Then again, I rock Marshall Falk there a lot, so
Right.
it might have been just an oversight by me. Yeah, honestly, I just didn't pay attention to personnel right there.
Back at it again with the bad read.
Who says that?
I think he said it. I don't know. I put that text.
Oh, so I don't know if you guys seen
Thanks,
what I
Coach.
just did.
What'd you
But so I played quarters 3 deep, and he kept crossing from left to right or right to left, mainly left to right. So I played the weak side safety on the isolated receiver, and I yellowed my middle safety, which is the guy who got the pick. That way he could play the initial cross or the intermediate cross, and I could jump down on the smaller cross. That's what I did, and he threw the intermediate cross right at the hook zone. And now Zan can possibly get a touchdown here with the post. With the post.
Oh, it was there. The safety bailed at like the last second.
So good half.
Calvin over 2, correct? Am I not
Yeah,
crazy?
2 on the Calvin. Yeah. That was a one-on-one scenario. You want to return this?
Yes. Let's do it. Who do we have?
Dion.
Why, unfortunately.
Fumble?
No, he did fumble one the other night, but recently he's ran back more kicks. The first month or so was not.
The Giants offense takes the field. Let's see if this momentum can carry over
So
from the first.
he's gone to the 2-man under.
They have been brilliant to this point.
Texans offense, Bengals
Cover
defense.
3 again now. But, so as you can see, I got the Gronk package out there. I'm going to go ahead and run inside zone at him because he's got Gronk coming outside and blocking. So we can just get outside, we're in good shape.
That's Marcus Allen.
I run fearlessly into hit sticks. I'm not the best runner of the football, so apologize to Marcus Allen. Alright, so he's still in cover 3. We're going back to the backside out route.
The Giants will take the snap from the 20.
Ooh, he's trying to play it.
Calvin Johnson with
Ooh,
the
Megatron, there it is. He's like, maybe I can't spec this game, but break tackle. Get downfield. Peyton Manning right now, 6 for 9 for 146, 3 scores.
They just can't sit back there and keep bending.
You got Jay Reg in the chat rooting for Matt Rutt. So shout out to him for stopping by. That's cool.
We know you're Matt Rutt. That's Matt Rutt.
Could
Jay.
be. Could be.
Sneaky.
Oh, he blocked, so that was not good.
Oh, and
so what happened is my
and,
receiver blocked, and that changed my offensive lineman's assignments.
And
that
Von
caused
Miller
it.
did his Patriots routine where he just ran around the edge. That's right, Gibbs.
So either keep the tight end in.
Tweezy says only 146 yards. Tweezy won the coin up for
with like
everybody.
700 yards.
A lot of yardage.
Giants will take the snap from the
Ooh,
40.
ooh.
Oh, Zan.
He usered the left side.
Did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe put Chris Johnson in.
Well, as you saw
You
that
had the
receiver
wheel
make
for
the
this
catch,
guy.
I'll just say
Or
this. You cannot throw the
Charles is
football
pretty good
enough
too.
his way.
Jamal Charles.
There's no
Yeah,
such
Johnson
thing.
should be good
When in
enough.
doubt, you don't like anything,
I do want to get the
turn
new
and find
phone
him and
first.
throw it to him.
Manning's completion percentage 70% on the day.
No, that's cool, Jay Rich. I appreciate you stopping by. We like Matt Rutt. You think he's very good. Just running into a buzzsaw. But he's fighting hard. We appreciate that.
Looking at every option. Manning's gonna scramble.
This Peyton's fast. I'm in a box right now.
Has him behind the line
good.
of scrimmage.
Have you played Dubby? That guy Dubby?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's good.
He's really
Yeah,
good.
he
I
is
was
solid.
going to hit him up and see if he wanted to play tonight, but I didn't have a chance.
He's solid with the quarters 3 deep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the playmaker. I took a lump in the first half, and then the second half I managed to like fight back a little bit, but it was just like,
First in.
yeah. It was good. I remember Rumble mentioning that he played against him. Like, as like a lab guy. So
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't
Rumble.
even know
I
what
like
to
the
call him
name
right now.
triggered when I saw the matchup. I was like, uh-oh. So he's another streamer you guys can check out. .dubby, I think is his Twitch, dub.dubby or something like that. So give him a follow if someone wants to add his Twitch to the
Putting
channel.
White's in a great position right now.
This guy.
Matt Rutt's fighting back. Let's go, Matt Rutt. I just like that
I'm
he
just gonna
didn't
start
quit.
running inside
I just like
zone.
that he didn't quit.
We're just gonna go inside zone the rest
I'm
of the game.
instituting a passing challenge the rest of the game for Zan to keep this thing interesting. Let's go, LeBron.
Jackson's tackled
Ouch.
down at the
7 for
40.
7. It sounds like what happens when I run the ball.
Second and
We're gonna go with a cover 4 shell and just blitz the house. Give up anything short. If he goes play action, should be okay.
the Titans will take the snap.
Oh, you got such a guy held there.
Yeah, that happens.
I got
shot you in.
stuck.
So you would have been there. but-
I would have been there. It's okay.
When you're behind in a
Hayden.
football game, all you can do on the offensive side is just go out there and thinking about making plays and picking up first downs. Good job by the offense.
All right, it's 21-7. Matt Rutt's trying to march down here, make it 21-14. We got lights out for Madden Daly on defense. He's using the Bengals defensive playbook. He's been stout so far. Zan on offense also had some nice reads, but Matt Rutt's fighting hard. You got to give this guy a lot of credit. He's under the lights. He's not folding. Once again, Zan's playing offense with the Texans playbook. So right now, lights with the controller. Oh, wow, Sean Taylor getting there.
You know the law. You drop a pick. What's the next play?
No touchdown. Negative.
You can go deep down the middle where neither the safeties are, or if a linebacker covers somebody
You
deep
pull
down
back
the
that bit.
middle, then throw it short.
Nah, he's in a 2 tight end set. I'm just gonna sell out to the middle run.
The Giants
Ooh.
defense now is
Little
gonna
drag.
go
The draggy drag.
Oh, wow.
Nice play.
What's tough right there is, as the receiver, you want to toe tap, but you can't because then the defense will get a pick. But if you have to play aggressive, then you're probably not going to get you to bounce. So, like, you're kind of stuck. He had the drag. You did a good job leaving it and getting back. He could have then hit it, but he didn't. So, let's see what he does here if he goes with the sneak.
step up to the line.
Oh, he
Good
tosses
toss call.
it. Eric
Nice.
Berry.
Good D.
Oh,
Oh, they gave it to
oh
him.
wait, we got it. We got it. We're back.
Did you like the spin move there? I mean, you got Bo
No,
Jackson. You
no
just go
sort.
straight ahead, right?
Definitely no spin. That was a good play call, though. I mean, you could tell he knows what he's
Oh,
doing,
yeah.
going for a toss in
Yeah.
that situation.
I like that. That was bold, man.
Well, as long as he's going to sit here in this quarters 2-man under, we're going to try to inside zone him. But he's back and forth.
Nah, pass the ball, Zan. Pass the ball.
All right.
For the fans. If you want to see Zan pass, give me a 1 in the chat.
I feel like he's trying to bait me into this backside throw right here, so I'm going to go ahead and put Jackson on the fade, motion him out wide, and I'm going to
Oh,
get the
man.
game. Under the lights. I'm just
Under the lights.
Oh,
They
man.
are bright.
They,
If you look at it from outside, it's like, oh, they have a grow house in there. Like it's the light, like it's a different color than every other light in the building. It's crazy. Nope, just playing. I just need these fancy lights so I look pretty playing Madden in my office.
I need those lights.
Got it in the gun.
Ooh,
Zan got him.
Gotta pot him.
Oh, why he's going to fall down
God.
there?
Rack that, bro.
Tried to.
Stop right there. Set up
So
pass.
Tuesday
Nice
said,
read.
you're at a mental pretzel.
Not anymore. That got him out. That unsnapped. That was a good read.
After that catch for a first down.
Let's see.
Jackson's going to secure the handle.
Whoa.
This is just a great running skill that I have. I just run right in my lineman.
Throw it, Zan. Throw it. A lot of ones in this chat.
All right.
A lot of ones.
All right, so we're going to go curl flats right here. I'm going to streak the left receiver. So you've got streak flat, and we have a post on the right side. So if we motion it, what do we create? Streak corner flat. Should be able to flood this zone. Assuming.
He might have playing it. There's a good user.
There.
And he has a pretty solid team, it seems like.
He does have a solid team.
LT's good, yeah.
Who has an injury update.
So
Guys, I just spoke with a Giants official.
I'm going to use slot wheel right here as a deep pass runoff. I feel like he's probably playing cover 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to streak B to run off the deep. Well, now he's playing cover 3. So if I put Gronk in a flat, should hold the flat zone. Assuming Johnson gets a decent release here, and it's not man coverage, I will be able to hit right bumper as he turns upfield.
I like it. I like it. Very nice play. Very good play.
That's nice. See, you're back.
I'm back.
You're never gone.
When he calls zone, when it's zone, I'm good.
Indeed, indeed. See, that's why I like the Vic. He just gives me the second dimension when they are calling man. Like, yes, everyone has man beaters, but then like you can beat man for 2 quarters. Then you got to beat man for 4 quarters with adjustments. With like, yeah, just use that play. I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, I hate that.
And then, so that's why, like, then I start playmaking, and like, it causes a lot of
the Titans offense getting ready to start this drive. I'm sure
like,
they're having a hard time letting go of what happened last time.
anxiety, because like, how can I beat man this next play? It's playmaker, and it's like a play that like you can't recreate it necessarily, but you start to like recreate. The more and more you call a play, like extract trail, and then you learn the timing of the playmaker, the more consistent it becomes. It's like generally playmakers you can't always replicate, but the more and more you do the setups, the better it gets.
Oh.
All right, he's got you in a seam. Oh, and he did it too. So he had a probably rack catch touchdown right there, but he laid out with the Y line.
The thing I think makes Vic so dangerous is when, like you said, you have man beaters for 2 quarters, and then Vic's legs make the other 2 quarters for you. So just the people that hold on to that scramble with Vic until like the last moment of the game when you're setting up all your buzz zones and the hooks and you don't even think to spy because he hasn't run all game.
Yeah.
And then 20 yards, game over. That's when Vic is most dangerous because I feel like the spy feature this year just you can put a guy that any guy out there is just gonna stop Vic.
Sure.
With the exception of like Gilbert Brown or something like that.
94%. 92.
That's a good route combo he's got right there.
Wow, nice juke and slide combo.
Alright, so I'm going to go with the crossfire type concept.
Okay.
Playing all out man. Gotta watch out for the running back. If he goes out, he doesn't. Watch out for cross. Good defense. So now what I'm gonna do is I'll do the zone vert. Actually, he's going 2-2-1, which is like an I form tight.
That Toasty.
Hello?
Go with a toasty just in case.
What's going on?
And coming to the line at the 17-yard line. 2 tight ends on the field here. Second down
Yeah,
and 10.
later. A little later. Okay, cool. Later.
So we're at 2:27 left in the 4th, 3rd and 6. Let's see what he comes out in.
I don't think you can afford to make those kind of
Go
decisions.
with
Do you change up your defense drastically in the red zone? Some people do. Some people like just hook everybody or zones. Or...
Yeah, if I play cover 3, I usually yellow zone the corners. I do like to play cover 1 in the red zone because I don't really care about pressing, especially if you have solid corners. Cover 2, a lot of people like to use. I don't know, what do you like to use in the red zone? Cover 2
is very tough to beat in the red zone, but I don't like to leave the deep halves. I'll put them in hooks or man coverage on the outside receivers. That way, if they try to do a wheel route, not a wheel route, but like a fade in the back corner, it gives you at least one guy on them if they occupy the flat with that.
And if you blitz, you could really sell out. Oh, there I had the safety in the hook. He still threw it, but I don't know. Guess we'll see.
Maybe
He
he'll
might,
toss it again.
he might go with toss again.
If he had sneaked it, could be 28-21 coming up there, but he didn't sneak it. He tossed it, and then he spun at an opportune time.
Let's see if he goes back to the toss. But if he does, he's gonna get it. But it's okay. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
That doesn't matter. You still got. You know your
And that
QBCD
is
works.
my foolproof
Yeah, I saw
system
you just
for.
still.
Oh, why did I think
QBs.
that was for the ninjas?
You know it works when you accidentally player lock. Just saying.
That is my system for.
So that was done on purpose.
The best team in practice mode to lab blitz us with, a really good team is the Raiders. They have Khalil Mack, good Excel. They have like a lot of really good players. Sam, who do you lab with in practice mode?
Seahawks if I'm doing defense. Steelers if I'm on offense.
Rumble.
We fight. Go,
Go,
go, go, go!
Are we gone?
Pitch it. Pitch it. Oh my god, he's still up.
Go, go!
Oh my god.
Go!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Greatest play of all
Woo!
Greatest play of all time. He's gonna
Don't
get
you
caught.
get caught.
Though.
If I-
Don't get caught. Don't get caught. Wow, that was amazing. That's the ZFarls play of the day, and I didn't even make it. Litezout did from Madden Daily. Sean Taylor with the fumble, scoop, and 7 broken tackles.
So I stay on defense.
Yeah.
That was absolutely insane.
What was that?
Never seen anything like that.
Follow the channel for more of that.
Definitely an untackable glitch.
Any
Because that,
chance we can get that in the top 10 plays of the week for the EA?
Probably
Madden
not because we're in the corner like a bunch of idiots.
right.
That was so ridiculous.
That was absolutely insane.
Is that 4 broken tackles? 5?
Probably 6. And he's just going to get one right back. Either way, I'm playing defense.
Kicker Sue? Sean Taylor?
Either way, we're playing defense. I had to give it back to
Actually, I
him.
want to get the ball.
That was so awesome. I don't even care. I'm
Now
not
it's
even
your-
mad.
now
That's
it's your
so
turn.
awesome. Oh, hit double tap and hit Xbox record. That's like double tap the center button, then press X. So hopefully it goes back far enough. It may not, but that would be awesome. Good call, C. Garrell. That's why you're here. That's why you stayed awake late at night in the middle of the European Ocean to watch this. Yeah, maybe throw Cooks in, see if you can beat him speed-wise. He should have 104 speed. In theory, I don't know. Cooking with Cooks.
Cooking with Cook. Cook about to cook.
We might get that on the top place.
You think so?
We'll have to find a way.
I could kneel down and kill the clock as good as any quarterback in history. The Giants from the 22. Scans the field.
Peyton?
Manning's on the move.
I'm trying to get cute on him.
With the sack. Oh my gosh, when you take those blindside hits, the first thing you think of is a
Let's
quarterback.
get JJ Swat in there,
Did
saluting.
somebody make a mistake, or did I make the mistake?
Somebody the other day was like, why'd you run the score button? I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I was just so happy to play a guy who didn't quit, and I could, like, test some new plays. I didn't mean to, like, be disrespectful. I appreciate you staying around the game. It's rare, right? Like, shout out to Matt Rutt. Timeout. Take a timeout.
Matt Rudd fights.
Yeah.
Just trying to score on him.
Yeah, I'm just, extending the game.
Third down now. The corners are going to meet
True,
the
Matt Rutt, if
receivers
he clicked
right
down
on
the
line
right
of
stick, would
scrimmage.
be more devastating to send his spy after the quarterback.
Look at everybody crowd the line of scrimmage.
That's really nice.
Jackson with the catch.
Yeah, I'm a little sluggish on these sticks.
Go for it. Take a timeout. Go for it.
Good
Matt
job
Rutt
with the
wants to.
defense. They're well taught, well schooled by the defensive coordinator. They know in situations
Sean Taylor,
like this,
cement.
if
Like,
it's thrown
here's the
short
thing.
on the first down marker,
What is so like? What have you done for me lately? That it's like,
He just earned
someone
himself
will,
time
yeah,
on the
someone will
team.
be like, yo, how's Sean Taylor? And I'll be like, the best player ever. He broke 7 tackles in one play. Like I thought he was a defender. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Alright, so I'm totally going to run the speed out route against man coverage here. Assuming I don't block.
Manning's going to take the snap from the
Yeah, that was
shotgun.
terrible.
The Giants
Hey,
turn
I'm just
the
going
ball
to keep turning the
All
ball
right,
over.
Matt Rutt.
The Titans
All right, guys.
come onto the field for
What coverage? What should I go with? I want to like have an exciting play. Something that could possibly beat that, but that's literally impossible.
That was impossible. I hope we get that. As it was happening, we didn't even react. We're like, this is happening.
This is like because I just did not. You kept saying like he's breaking it.
He just kept
He's
breaking
breaking it.
tackles.
Oh, Taylor. All right, so this is the situation from last time. Let's see
Yeah.
if this can happen again.
I think it was the player locked the play before.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that
that's
made
what did it.
ferocious.
All right, so I'm calling it now. It's going to be a inside zone. I'm going to hit him in the backfield, make him fumble, return it with Dansby.
With Dansby.
Or not. Or pick six with Dansby.
That would have been pretty epic. See, that's so good that you stuck inside zone, but then you were able to get back.
Mhm.
That's dope.
And I'm sending the outside heat, so it comes in against play action. And
This is the Bengals defensive playbook.
And you don't
You
need
can
to
use
know
my
the
lights
offensive
out.
book because I've turned the ball over 7 times.
Texans offensive playbook for Sam.
all right, so
Some really
again.
interesting dots though,
No.
and really forcing this guy to make adjustments.
No huddle. Okay.
You get some good click-ons. You've been on the defensive line, and so when the guy's just like in there, you're like, I guess I'll just keep.
I guess I'll just. No, you're running another play, buddy. You're running- He's gonna kick a field goal. He should kick
So
a field
did
goal.
that guy.
I lost 35-17. It was close. 3 scores.
At one point, it was.
No, don't kick a field goal. Oh, this is when the message comes. Yes.
All right. 3rd and goal. 5 seconds left.
Where's Sean Taylor? He's on
I
the
feel
right or
like
left?
it's PA
Top left.
tight
You could
end.
see here's.
Go! Oh, was that Sean? No.
No,
He's on the
you can
left.
sub him in though. I have 2, so
Oh, perfect.
You
you
know,
can put him in it.
we have 2 Sean Taylors.
All right.
This is,
So we're gonna do. Oh,
he's taking the 3.
boo.
Chip shot here.
All right.
Oh!
That was
Like a tournament vet puts his controller
All
down.
right,
and
let's
the
see
guy
if we
runs
have.
away.
Let's see if we can get this. That play might be like too long. How many broken tackles do you think? Thank you
I'll
very
say
much,
5.
Matt Ruck. Great game.
Thank you guys for watching.
All right, so equal passing yards. The turnovers were tremendous.
How many did I have? 5?
I just had 1. Right?
Turnover on downs a couple times.
Yeah, that doesn't really count. All right, let's see here.
Thank you, Balsamic.
Here it is.
Oh, we got the
Here
whole block.
we go.
Mariota drops back,
Did he
trying
get
to
this- oh, no.
scramble. You sent the spy. He gets locked up, but he breaks the tackle, which is like never good news. DRC comes in.
It takes like 4 guys
Yeah.
to tackle him.
JJ Watt ends
Finally.
up stripping it. Ball lays on the ground for a little bit. Von Miller can't scoop. Sean Taylor's like, guys, I got
this. Like, there's 3 people on
Yeah.
me, but
1.
it's all good. There's 1
One
broken
broken.
tackle. There is 2
2.
broken tackles, 3 broken tackles, 4 broken. Can you consider that 4? 4. 5. Come on, 72. You got this, buddy. Oh! I thought he had. Okay. And then.
Cribbed it. And that guy almost caught you, too. He had no stamina left. But ended up making it all the way out. That was serious.
That was fun.
In real time.
It's a fumble.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm like
5.
not pressing any buttons at that point. I'm just running. It's got to be the controller. What was that extra button that maybe I was pressing it?
So classic. Any other thing you want to see, Zan? Did you have like a read that you really liked? Yeah, I mean you did have.
I would say the pass to the streak. Was
Oh,
that
he's in here.
Great game, Matt Rutt.
Great game, Matt Rutt.
So he dropped that flat, and then you had a really nice pass lead.
Yeah, that was nice.
Kept it away from the safety.
And then there's the one in the first quarter, I think, that was a pass to, not the first quarter, but the second quarter. Irvin, yeah. That was when the first time that he was really putting flats out there, and I did the motion. No, never mind. It's not that one. Who would it have been? Was it the other Irvin? Yeah, the second Irvin touchdown.
Yeah, I think this one was that was the streak, I think.
To Gronk.
This one was, would have been the third quarter.
I motioned over the speed out and streaked Irvin, I think, right?
This was nice. Was that just a streak? What?
Yeah,
What's
that was
happening?
man coverage, I think. He had man coverage on.
Oh, I see. It was a linebacker on him.
Yeah. Des Bryant, 36. Okay, that one, yeah. With the
Yeah, I
the
like
wheel.
that play.
That was also a pass lead outside.
Nice. Nice dots. All right, guys. We are going to tap out of the show for now. Reminder, though, you can follow Pete at Litezout at Madden Daily. All the channels across the board. YouTube, Twitter, website, everything else. Twitch. Zan's at Forward Progress Madden. So Zan _ 4 p.m. He's also over on Madden Daily. You can catch him there. He also has YouTube as well.
And the EA
it's
Sports,
Forward Progress Madden.
the EA Sports stream team as well. We
Both
stream.
guys on the stream team. So here it is underneath. If you guys have any more, you can send us questions. We're going to record a little Brain Trust video.
Let's do it.
In a little bit here. So if you're subscribed to the Twitch channel, make sure to check out your inbox later after the show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, until next time, lock up.
See ya.